round for the Amsterdam Mohawks, and Connor Powers, the left fielder, is leading off for the Stallions. The normal leadoff man, Nick Campana, getting the night off. Powers fouls that one straight back into the netting.
A little bit of a shakeup for Stallions lineup tonight. Normally Nick Campana would bat leadoff, but now we see Connor Powers in tonight. Wonder what the matchup between that.
The 0-1 to Powers, fastball high in the count, 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Reitz. Fastball low, count now 2-1. Reitz, a very hard thrower out of Florida State University. Another fastball outside, count now 3-1. He also hails from Florida, from Ocala, Florida. He stands 6'1" and 175 pounds on the mound. 3-1 is popped up in the infield. It looks like Will Holland, the shortstop, is under it. He'll drift out towards center and make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the first.
Now number 3, shortstop, University of Minnesota.
Powers came into the at-bat hitting .250. That'll bring up the shortstop for Saugerties, another lefty, Luke Pedersen. Fastball bounces in front of home plate.
Pedersen looking to drive a ball. Really been seeing the wall well lately.
Yeah, the Stallion shortstop has brought his batting average up above 300 as he fouls that one off out of play down the left field line. He's now batting .310. Stallions in general have been hitting great this year. They have 7 guys hitting over 300. Of course, one of those is Matt Pichard, who's 2 for 4. As Pedersen takes a fastball high, count now 2-1.
Not only have the bats been working, Biko, but the eyes have also been doing well, drawing a lot of walks the past couple of games, especially coming from last night.
2-1 is a line drive base hit into left field, so Pedersen stays hot. He'll be on with one away for the center fielder tonight, Matt Feinstein. Feinstein steps in. It's righty on righty. Takes a fastball for a called strike.
Feinstein batting .357 on the year, which is good for tied for 11th in the league.
Yeah, Matt's really been ripping, especially as of late. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball low and away, and the count now 1-1. Pedersen 1 for 2 on the year in stolen base attempts over at first. Stallions come into the game in last place in steals in the PGCBL with only 6 as an entire team. Pedersen does take off. It is a swing and a pop fly. Looks like it will reach the seats. Pedersen had to scamper back, and the first baseman for Amsterdam, TJ Collett, ran into the wall and was only about 4 feet away from that one.
Yeah, it was a lucky break for the Stallions right there, as Pedersen could have easily gotten doubled off right there.
Yeah, by the time the ball hit the ground, Pedersen was really only about halfway back to first. Little hit and run call there by the third base coach tonight, Steve Freer. Here's the 1-2 to Feinstein. Fastball high. He doesn't bite, so the count now 2-2.
Steve Freer.
Pedersen with a short lead off first. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball up, and the count now full at 3-2.
Tough pitch to lay off right there, especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, it looked like a little backdoor breaking ball that just didn't drop down into the zone, but it was right around it. We'll see if Freer sends Pedersen here again, as with a 3-2 count, as long as Feinstein doesn't strike out. Should be a successful hit and run. It's a fastball low and away, and it's ball 4. Pedersen held up, but he'll go to second anyway on the walk. So it's first and second now with 1 out for the Stallions. First baseman tonight, Jack Gonzalez.
Jack looking to get something started for the Stallions. Stallions have scored many first inning runs, especially coming from last night and the night before against.
First and second, 1 out for Gonzalez. He takes a breaking ball outside, and the count now 1-0. That walk by Feinstein, his team leading 11th walk of the year. So on top of his .357 batting average, he's also getting his base on balls. The next closest to him was Nick Campana with 8. So there will be a pitching conference on the mound between the Amsterdam pitching coach, Dan Maynard, the catcher for the Mohawks, and Reitz. Feinstein, with those 11 walks and that .357 batting average, has a .538 on-base percentage, which is pretty unheard of. It's best on the year for the Stallions, except for Matt Pritchard, who rocks a .750 on-base percentage. Only 4 at-bats, but he's also walked twice. Pedersen off second, Feinstein off first. The 1-0 is a chopper to the pitcher. The throw on to second will drag the shortstop off the base, and everybody is safe.
Big miscue. Let's see if the Stallions can capitalize. Stallions got away with one there as the throw pulled the shortstop off second base to load the bases.
Yeah, Will Holland went over to cover. It was kind of a tailor-made double play. It wasn't hit terribly hard, but Reitz's throw pulled Holland off the bag. So Feinstein's safe at second. It'll be an error, so credit Jack Gonzalez with reaching first on the E1. And the bases are now juiced for the DH for Saugerties, Andrew Taft. First pitch to him is a long fly ball into left field. Should score Peterson. The catch is made in left. The throw will come in to the cutoff man, and Pedersen does score, and the Stallions lead 1-0.
And the Stallions are on the board. Bringing to the plate, the 26th baseman from St. Bonaventure University, Tyler Kelder.
That will bring up Tyler Kelder with first and second and 2 outs. He's the second baseman for the Stallions, along with Avery Short, another member of the Kingston High School baseball team, and he swings and misses an off-speed pitch.
Kelder looked fooled with that pitch, probably expecting fastball in the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, Kelder looked like he was looking to do some damage, and then Reitz actually pulled the string on him, and he just ended up flailing at it. So it's an 0-1 count on him. Another breaking ball, that one inside, count now 1-1. Feinstein leads off second and Gonzalez off first. Stallions scored their 1 run tonight on the sacrifice fly by Andrew Taft. 1-1, fastball low, count now 2-1. It was a single, a walk, and then an E1 that loaded the bases for Andrew Taft to drive the ball into left field and Pedersen to score. 2-1 is a swing and a miss on another breaking ball count, now 2-2.
Seeing these breaking balls, Keller still looks confused, probably just expecting fastball, but that could be the rookie high schooler incoming for jitters against college pitchers.
Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball, it's a soft ground ball to Holland at short. He fields and throws across the diamond. He is going to be called out. It was a tremendous play over there on first by TJ Collett to stretch and stay on the bag. And although the Stallions first base coach thinks that he was pulled off the bag, the call will not be changed. But the Stallions do score a run on one hit, one walk, one error, and then a sacrifice fly. At the end of one full innings of play, it's Saugerties 1 and Amsterdam nothing from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. If you would like to become a part of the Saugerties Stallions family, please like and share this broadcast. Like and share the Saugerties Stallions Facebook page. Every like, every comment, every share helps, as this is only the third year of the Saugerties Stallions being an organization, and it's really turned around after what some would say a disappointing first year, not a whole lot of attendance and not a lot of publicity. The organization was turned over to Kevin Hinchy in its second year, and Hinchy has completely turned it around. Last year we had the radio broadcast for the Stallions, and this year we already have TV broadcasts. So Matt Jones is finishing up his warm-up pitches. It'll be 4, 5, 6 for the righty out of Manhattan College. He pitched a 1-2-3 first inning, got a fly out to right, a strikeout, and then a fly out to left. The cleanup man is third baseman Liam Wilson. First pitch from Jones is bombed into deep left center field. It's a long run for Matt Feinstein, who will watch it go over the fence. So just like that, one swing of the bat, Liam Wilson ties this game with a booming home run to left center field. It's now 1-1.
That's the time to jump, when to jump on the pitcher. First pitch, fastball swinging, crushed that ball over the fence, adding to his 300 average on the year. That is Wilson's second home run on the year.
I was hearing all kinds of music.
So now with a 1-1 score, it's Dylan Reynolds, the left fielder, who takes a fastball for a ball. Yeah, like you said, Austin, that was his second home run of the year, as that one bounced in front of home plate, count now 2-0. Only the third home run of the year for Amsterdam as a team. 2-0 is low, and the count now 3-0.
Reynolds is batting .333 on the year, with 11 hits and 33 at-bats.
Fastball called strike at the knees, count now 3-1.
Jones still moving quickly here.
Yeah, even after the home run, he's just looking to get back on the rubber and deal. It's a ground ball to first. Gonzalez takes it on a couple hops and will take it to first himself. So there's now one out here in the top of the second inning.
Good recovery by Matt Jones. Settle down the emotions after the leadoff home run and get back right in the motion.
Yeah, it looked like he might be coming undone a little bit after throwing 3 straight balls to Reynolds, but then he was able to bear down and throw 2 over the plate. So Dan Maynard, the catcher for Amsterdam, steps into the plate. He's one of the returning men for Amsterdam this year. He takes a backdoor breaking ball for a called strike.
Good pitch there by Matt Jones. Seemed to be a curveball. Get him started on the count 0-1.
Another breaking ball. That one fouled back onto Washington Avenue, so the count now 0-2. Maynard only has 7 at-bats this year, even though he is a returning player. And he's 0 for 7, so he's got a 0.000 batting average. The 0-2 from Jones. Fastball, swing and a miss. And that's the second out of the second inning. Jones went after him with 2 breaking balls and then got him to chase the high fastball. So the shortstop, Will Holland, will step into the box. He's the K-man tonight for Amsterdam, as every home game the Stallions staff randomly selects one of the hitters for the opposing team, and they are designated as the K-man. He fouls one back for a strike.
Jones really seemed to settle down here in this half inning, working from where he was in the first inning.
Breaking ball, ground ball in between third and short. Luke Peterson, Derek Jeter throw across the diamond, not in time. It was a tremendous job by Pedersen to even get to that ball. And it was actually a great throw. He just never had a shot at the speedy Holland. So credit Will Holland with a infield single. He's on first with 2 outs for the designated hitter, Anthony Ganella.
Such an awkward swing by Holland. Seemed to be a check swing, but it just find the hole and get past the leaping effort of Pedersen.
First pitch to Ganella, a weak swing and a miss, and the count now 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball high, and the count now 1-1. So Will Holland able to evade the strikeout, as he is the K-man tonight. Stallion fans miss out on their first chance at 2-for-1 beers for the next half inning.
Hey, what's up? This is the only place I can shoot from.
Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss from Ganella. Count now 1-2. Ganella actually leading Amsterdam in batting average. He's only had 10 at-bats, but he's 4 for 10 for a .400 batting average. It's a swing and a foul tip back. It's actually a tip off of the mask of Austin Powell behind home plate, so it will be defensive interference. And it's now first and second with 2 out for Amsterdam. Will Holland actually took off on the pitch, so Powell was up and ready to throw. And Ganella caught a piece of his mask. So Danny Coleman, the 9-hitter and second baseman, will take his hacks against Jones. First pitch, backdoor breaking ball. It's a beauty, and it's a called strike.
Jones in a bit of a jam. Let's see how he could rebound for the inning.
Yeah, Matt looking to get out of this inning, only giving up 1 run, as the 0-1 fastball called strike, and it's a quick 0-2 count on Coleman. Danny Coleman comes in only hitting 160 in 25 at-bats. He's actually just a temporary player for this Amsterdam team as they wait for the whole team to get back. And it's a line drive into the glove of Jack Gonzalez on first base. Like Austin said, that was a tremendous play. And he saved at least 1 run from scoring. And at the end of 1.5, it's 1-1 now from the Moore's Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. The big one there in the top of the second inning was the first pitch of the inning. Liam Wilson destroys a solo home run over the seamless gutter sign out in left center field, probably about 390 feet.
Call me once and twice. It's Anthony. No problem. It's all good. Just let you know.
So the Stallions will look to take the lead back after they scored 1 run in the first inning, but then lost their lead immediately in the top of the second.
Make sure you take advantage of the 50 draft tickets going around at this time. You can get them from
For Saugerties, it will be 7, 8, 9 in the bottom of the second. Nick Teeter, John McKenna, and Austin Powell. So Brandon Reitz is done with his warm-ups, and we'll get this bottom of the second underway. Reitz for Florida State this past season actually only threw 3 innings. It was his freshman year. He gave up 2 runs in the 3 innings, good for a 6 ERA. He also walked 2, but he did strike out 3.
Number 26 from St. Rose, Nick Teeter.
So Nick Teeter will step into the box to take his hacks off Reitz. Teeter had a nice night last night, going 2 for 4. He takes off-speed pitch outside. The 1-0 fastball called straight. Count now 1-1. He hits a ground ball up the middle. There's a base hit for Nick Teeter past the diving try of Danny Coleman. And the Stallions have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the second.
Second inning, bringing up the plate, the third baseman, the 33, the cadet from West Point, John McKenna.
So it'll be the third baseman for the Stallions, John McKenna. It's Saugerties' cadet out of West Point. He hits a bomb down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball. That was an absolute bomb there from John McKenna.
McKenna leads the team with 2 home runs, looking to add a third right there.
So it just turns out to be a long strike. And the backdoor breaking ball called strike. Quick 0-2 count now on McKenna. Reed's working from the stretch, comes home. Breaking ball fouled back over the Amsterdam dugout onto Washington Ave. So the count will remain 0-2. Big thanks to Rich Teeter for sharing our broadcast. Another 0-2. Foul down the right field line, out of play. McKenna continuing to spoil Reed's 0-2 offerings. Reed's going right after John. There's another off-speed pitch, but it was in the zone. Here comes another 0-2. Breaking ball drifts out of the zone. Count now 1-2. Teeter leads off first. Here comes the 1-2 to McKenna. It's a high fly ball into deep center field. Eric Rivera drifts back and will make the catch right in front of the warning track out in center. So John McKenna with a nice at-bat. Just barely missed a home run on his first swing and ends up flying out deep to center field.
Seemed to miss that ball too, just by a little bit, getting under it, dipping his shoulder just at the last second just to pop it up to center field.
Yeah, McKenna had great swings all at bat. He was down 0-2, spoiled a few pitches, was able to get another breaking ball and drove it to the deepest part of the park. probably about 380 feet, as it was near the warning track out by the 390 sign-in center. So that'll bring up Austin Powell, the catcher for the Stallions. He takes a fastball high. Powell has only had 8 at-bats so far this year with the Stallions. He's 2 for 8, good for a .250 batting average. 1-0 is a breaking ball that misses, so the count now 2-0.
Tough pitch to lay off there.
Teeter over on first has not attempted a stolen base thus far this summer. He does take off. As I say, it's a high fastball. The throw down to second. In time. Teeter tried to run around the tag of Danny Coleman, but Coleman was able to get him on his backside. It is a high fastball, so the count now 3-0 on Powell.
Late
but the caught
jump there
stealing
by
is the second
Teeter.
out. Yeah, you're right, Anthony. That one, he was kind of dead in the water. He was lucky the throw was towards the second base side of the bag, as that's actually ball 4 on Powell. So he'll reach first on the walk with 2 outs. And it'll flip the order over to Connor Powers. Powers 0 for 1 on the night. He popped out to short in his first at-bat just an inning ago. Powell leads off first, as it's a fastball outside. That's 5 straight balls now from Reitz. Powell, like Teeter, also hasn't attempted a stolen base this year, although Teeter now 0 for 1 in his attempts. As a backdoor breaking ball as a strike, so the count now 1-1. Check swing from Connor Powers. The home plate umpire will make the call himself that he did go around. So the count now 1-2. One, two is a line drive into center field. It's a diving catch out there. It is caught by Eric Rivera. A tremendous catch by the Amsterdam center fielder. And another amazing catch here in only 2 innings of play. Both teams flashing the leather at the end of 2 full innings of play. It's a 1-1 game between Saugerties and Amsterdam from the Morris computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. Powers hit that right on the nose. It was a great hit right back up the middle, but Eric Rivera read it all the way. First step was in, and he was able to scoop that one right off the grass. Matt Jones still not on the mound to warm up for Saugerties. So we'll have to find him. Might be a little Manny Ramirez situation, is when the Red Sox tried to start a game once and Manny was in the Green Monster going to the bathroom. As Matt Jones now takes a walk out to the mound. A reminder that any comments tonight could win a Saugerties Stallions BP warm-up. It's a black warm-up worn by number 20 Tyler Kelder. A random comment will be chosen in the 9th inning of tonight's game to win the warm-up, and we'll send that right to you. You just give us your address and what size you want, and it'll come right to you. Also a reminder that if you're a business owner and would like to form a partnership with the Saugerties Stallions, there are a plethora of sponsorship options. There are all these signs out in the outfield and around the park here at Cantine. There's the Dallas Hot Wieners sign on the bullpen for the Stallions. There's still room for a sign on the opposing team's bullpen. And you can get sponsorships that are called out on our broadcasts and that are called out on by the PA announcer Rob Vanderbeck in the game. Those are sponsorships like Every Hit Batter is sponsored by Delvecchia and Kraft Injury Attorneys at Law. Broken Bats are sponsored by Williams Lumber. Stolen Bases are sponsored by Benson Steel, who just missed a sponsorship last inning when Cole Teeter was thrown out trying to steal.
Good pitch there by Jones to get the inning started and a 0-1 count.
It's the top of the order for Amsterdam. Gallup, Rivera, and Collette. Gallup flew out to right field his first at-bat. 0-1, ground ball to second. Pedersen takes it on 2 hops, throws across the diamond in time to get the speedy Gallup. So there's 1 out here in the top of the third. That'll bring up the 2-hitter and center fielder Eric Rivera. He struck out in his first at-bat. Worked a 3-1 count, and then Matt Jones was able to come back with 2 strikes to put him away. He takes a big swing and a miss on a breaking ball and count 0-1. Rivera out of Florida Atlantic University, coming off his freshman year. Another Florida native from West Park. Matt Jones winds and delivers. Bounces one in the dirt, so the count now 1-1. Melissa Smith asks, who won the last shirt? Last night the winner was actually Jeffrey Polcheski, the father of one of the Stallions players, Jeff Polcheski. And the 1-1 fastball called strike, count now 1-2.
Rivera standing on the plate. Let's see if Jones will jam him inside.
Yeah, Rivera's back foot right on the line of the righty batter's box. He has an open stance, so his left foot a little bit farther back. Here comes the 1-2. It's a ground ball off of Jones, and it looks like it'll be a base hit. Jones will pick it up, but he'll have no chance at the speedy Rivera. So it's an infield single, though Rivera did sting that one, and Matt Dittis, the trainer for the Saugerties Stallions, will come out and check on his pitcher. So Matt Jones will throw a few warm-ups here to make sure everything's working okay. Matt Dittis and the pitching coach Steve Freer out there to monitor him. Melissa Smith says she has to watch from home because her daughter has softball practice tonight for a tournament this weekend in Glasgow. Great to have you on the broadcast, though, Melissa, and exciting that the tournament is here in Glasgow. Glasgow, a part of Saugerties. Jill Benson comments, wish we were there for Thirsty Thursday at the wine cellar. There is all kinds of drinks here served at Cantine Field, as Matt Jones has satisfied Freer and Dittis that he's okay to pitch. And he'll face the first baseman, TJ Collett. Collett flew out to left field in his first at-bat. First pitch to him, a ground ball in between first and second, and by Tyler Kelder. It'll be fielded out there and right by Teeter, and Rivera will have to hold at second. So it's back-to-back singles for Amsterdam, and they have first and second with only 1 out here in the top of the third.
The third baseman, number 12, Liam Wilson.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Liam Wilson. He's only seen 1 pitch tonight, but he put that 1 pitch about 400 feet away out in left center field for a solo home run. It's the only run of the game for Amsterdam thus far. It was a fastball right down Broadway. So we'll see if Jones goes to some off speed this time. It is off speed, and it just misses high, so the count now 1-0.
Jones in a difficult position right here. Let's see how he handles.
Here comes the 1-0. Fastball lined back over Washington Avenue behind Amsterdam dugout. So the count now 1-1. Eric Schuer comments, Moneyball concept, never sack bunt, never steal. You only get 27 outs. Don't give them away. And that is a great concept. It is backed by all kinds of statistics from Billy Bean. The 1-1. Fouled off, back onto Washington Avenue again, so the count now 1-2.
Wilson spoiling good pitches from Jones coming in here.
Rivera leads off second, Collett off first with 1 out here in the top of the third. Stallions trying to keep this game even at 1-1 as Wilson will step out of the box. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. So after homering his first time, Matt Jones able to strike out Liam Wilson. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the third.
The batter's left fielder, 2, Dylan Reynolds.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Dylan Reynolds. He grounded out to Jack Gonzalez at first in his first at-bat. Matt Jones throws a little pick-off move over at second, but doesn't actually let go of the ball. No one was covering the bag. Although Rivera has been getting some big leads out there on second, as the first pitch to Reynolds is up and out. Rivera with great speed, although he is only 0 for 1 on the year in stolen base attempts. It's a single out into right field. Nick Teeter will catch it on the run. Rivera coming home, the throw all the way home, but Powell is not able to catch the ball. It was a beautiful throw from Nick Teeter, and the tag beat Rivera to the plate. Powell just not able to hold on to it, so it's an RBI single there for Dylan Reynolds, and Amsterdam takes a 2-1 lead. That'll bring up the catcher, Dan Maynard. He struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. First pitch to Maynard, a breaking ball for a strike. So Collette leads off second as the 0-1 is a fastball called strike. Count now 0-2.
Good pitch right there. Fastball low and inside in the inside corner, looking to put away Holland. Maynard.
Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Matt Jones has struck out Dan Maynard on 3 pitches twice now tonight, but the damage is done here in the third. The RBI single from Dylan Reynolds gives Amsterdam a 2-1 lead over Saugerties, and after 2.5 innings of play, that is our score from the Moore's Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. We're going to the bottom of the third. There's a dizzy bounce race going on between some young softball players here on the field, as there's games for kids between a few of the innings here at Cantine Field, at Stallions games. All kinds of comments tonight on the broadcast for Let's Go Stallions. Winnie Powell comments, watching from Star City, Arizona. Love Austin Powell, go Stallions. Great that you're tuning in from so far away. Eric Schuer simply comments Padres.
Looks like one team is clearly in the lead.
Tina McKenna says, you psyched Mom McKenna out, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry I psyched you out, Tina. Her son, John McKenna, hit an absolute bomb down the left field line. And if it was fair, it looked like it was going to be a home run, but it ended up just crossing the fence. About 3 feet foul. John McKenna he had a great at-bat after that foul home run as well. It was able to spoil a few pitches and then lined out to center, to deep center, but it'll be exciting to see him come to bat again tonight after that electrifying first trip to the plate. Matthew Ross says, I love baseball and so glad to have a team to watch again in Saugerties. He recalls the days of watching the Saugerties Dutchman when he was a kid. Now he gets to bring his youngest son to games. Thanks for the great comment, Matthew Ross. And awesome that you're bringing your young son to these Stallion games. It's always great to watch this high level of baseball, as these are almost all Division I players and some of the best from D1, from all around the country, from some of the top schools in the country. As Brandon Reitz is done with his warm-ups, and it'll be the shortstop Luke Pedersen to lead off the bottom of the third inning. He's 1 for 1. He singled back in the first and then scored on Andrew Taft's sac fly. He takes a bouncer in the dirt. He has to skip it, so the count 1-0. To Pedersen is a rip into center field, but it looks like Eric Rivera is there and will make the catch. Pedersen with 2 frozen ropes tonight. One of them was a single, but that one, unfortunately for him, right at Eric Rivera in center. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the third, and that'll bring up the Stallions center fielder, Matt Feinstein. Feinstein 0 for 0 on the day. He walked back in the first inning and then was stranded on second. He takes a fastball for a called strike. Feinstein calling time, but Brandon Reitz was in his windup, so he'll have to stop. As the 0-1 is fastball low, so the count now 1-1. Feinstein takes a called strike at the knees, count now 1-2. Reitz will step off and grab the rosin bag, throw it back down, and get ready to deliver a 1-2 to Feinstein. Feinstein ready to hit. The 1-2, fastball, swing and a miss up out of the zone. So it's a strikeout of Feinstein, and there's now 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Now to the plate, Stallions, first baseman from Saugerties, Jack Gonzalez.
That'll bring up the first baseman and cleanup man for the Stallions, Jack Gonzalez, as Brandon Reitz looks locked in. He's ready to throw before Gonzalez is even in the box. Jack 0 for 1 on the night. He takes a bouncer low. He reached on the error by Reitz. Gonzalez had a chopper up the middle. Reitz tried to turn 2, but threw the ball wide to Will Holland, who was covering second. Gonzalez fouls that one straight back. Count now 1-1.
Reitz seems to have slowed down the Stallions' bats. Wonder what's changed in from the bottom of the first half of the inning.
Yeah, the Stallions looked like they were getting to him. Teeter got to him for a nice single last inning as well, but Reitz has been kind of quick pitching them. He seems locked in. 1-1 fastball low, and the count now 2-1. Joe Benson comments, "Let's go, Jack," cheering on the Stallions' first baseman, and he fouls another one back. Count now 2-2. So it'll be a 2-2 count to Jack Gonzalez. Brandon Reitz winds and delivers. Fastball, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Reitz. So the Stallions go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. And at the end of 3 full innings, Amsterdam leads the Stallions 2-1 from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. As Jeff Palczewski comments, he's at the Buffalo Bisons game and watching the Stallions on his phone. Jeff, the winner of the Stallions Black Golf Polo last night. Great to see that you're watching the broadcast again tonight, Jeff. Matt Jones will be out for his 4th inning of work. If you have a kid or know any kids who play baseball or softball, the Stallions baseball and softball camps are a great way to improve their game. The baseball camp is run by Stallions players and coaches, and the softball coach is run by SUNY New Paltz softball players and coaches. They're 1 week long, and you get a shirt, you get free complimentary tickets to a game, and you get 10% off of Stallions merchandise along with your attendance to the camp. Check out SaugertiesStallions.com for more info on the Stallions summer camps. You just have to go to Fan Zone and then drop down to summer camps to check those out. As Matt Jones is finishing up his warm-ups, Austin Powell will throw down to second and will get the top of the 4th underway. The Stallions took the lead first here tonight at Cantine. They scored 1 in the 1st inning on the sac fly by Andrew Taft that brought home Luke Pedersen, but Amsterdam answered quickly, actually as quick as Amsterdam could have possibly answered. Their first pitch back at the plate, Liam Wilson bombed a solo home run. And then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Amsterdam was able to scrape another run across on the Dylan Reynolds single. Nick Teeter had a beautiful throw home from right field. As it'll be 7-8-9 here in the top of the 4th. Will Holland, the shortstop, up to bat. He's 1 for 1 with a single. As I was saying, Nick Teeter had a beautiful throw on the fly home. Austin Powell just not able to handle it and make the tag at the same time as Matt Jones has Holland in an 0-2 hole. 0-2 fastball outside. Count now 1-2. Thanks to the Amsterdam Mohawks for sharing the video. As the 1-2 fastball up in the count now 2-2. As Miguel Gonzalez comments, "Let's go Mohawks." Great to see that there are Amsterdam fans tuning into the broadcast as well. 2-2 breaking ball lined into center field. Matt Feinstein is there and will make the catch though for the first out of the top of the 4th. That was the K-Man who evades the strikeout again, so Stallions fans 0 for 2 on the night when it comes to 2 for 1 beers. I'll bring up the DH, Anthony Ganella. Ganella 0 for 0 on the night. In his first at-bat, he reached on catcher's interference as he swings and misses on an off-speed pitch.
Ganella batting .400 in the year for the DH position. Interesting to see him in the 8th spot in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, he does have the highest batting average on Amsterdam, but that only in 10 at-bats. As he takes a fastball called strike, count now 0-2. So maybe the Mohawks coach doesn't think they're ready to put him up to a higher spot yet. Want him to get broken in more as that fastball just misses the outside corner. Count now 1-2. The 1-2. Ground ball foul down the first base line. The count now will remain at 1-2. Brian Krumnacker comments that he's a Mohawk alum from 04. That was actually one of the years that Amsterdam won the PGCBL championship. As the 1-2 is a swing and a miss Another strikeout for Matt Jones, and there's now 2 away here in the top of the 4th.
We got 2. Number 21, Danny Coleman.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Danny Coleman. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He stepped up with first and second and 2 away back in the second inning and absolutely tattooed one, but Jack Gonzalez made a great diving catch on it over at first. Coleman takes a fastball high for a ball. 1-0, big swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1.
Jones seemed to have settled down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Looking to put him away. 1-2-3.
1-1 is a line drive down the left field line, and it is foul just by inches. If that one got down, that was definitely extra bases for Coleman, who was already rounding first base when the ball hit the ground. It was a great piece of hitting, and he just missed a double.
Ball lands about 2 inches away from the line. Definitely could have done some damage for the Stallions right there.
But just like John McKenna's foul home run earlier in the game, it's just a strike, and the count now 1-2 on Coleman. 1-2, pop up in the infield. It looks like it'll be the third baseman, John McKenna, over to make the catch on the run right in front of Matt Jones, who is just standing smiling at him. And it turns out to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Stallions starter. At the end of 3.5, it's Amsterdam 2, Saugerties 1 from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantines Field. As Stanley the Stallion will take the field. Fist bump Cole Teeter walking in and go dance to some throwback. Play that funky music by Wild Cherry. As Brandon Reitz will be out for his 4th inning of work. Miguel Gonzalez says, don't forget the Mohawks are 2016 champions. That is true. The Mohawks had a pretty dominating year last year on their way to winning the PGCBL championship. Amsterdam has been a pretty dominant team in the PGCBL for the past about 14 years or so. As I said, they won in 04. They also won in 03, 09, 2010, 12, 13, 14, and then last year as well. So Amsterdam, a perennial contender in the PGCBL. They look good again this year. Mohawks are 7-3. I'm sorry, the Mohawks are 5-3, 1 game ahead of the Saugerties Stallions, who are 6-4. So far on the year, the Stallions and the Mohawks have split their 2 games. Amsterdam's on a 2-game losing streak. Saugerties riding a 3-game winning streak as Andrew Taft, the DH for Saugerties, steps into the box, tries to check his swing, but the home plate umpire says he goes around. We've been seeing that a lot this year, Anthony. Home plate umpires taking check swings into their own hands, not really asking their partners over at first base a lot.
We have definitely seen complaints, especially from head coach Tom Whitaker, when it comes to plays like that.
Tom Whitaker was ejected from the first 2 home games, respectively, as the 0-2 is a fastball up and out. One of his pet peeves. First game, he was ejected for asking the ump to look at the replay, as the 1-2 swing and a miss for Andrew Taft. So it's a 4-pitch strikeout for Reitz to start off the bottom of the 4th.
Tough at bat for Taft there. He's been struggling as of late. Definitely crushing the ball, but seems to have been striking out a lot, especially with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, Taft is responsible for the only run the Stallions scored tonight, as he hit a sac fly to drive in Luke Pedersen back in the first inning, as the second baseman Tyler Kelder will step into the box. And he hits a ground ball foul down the third base line. He just barely misses extra bases.
Kelder seems to be finding his groove, especially his last couple of bats. Definitely hitting some hard-hit balls out there.
Yeah, Kelder coming from that state Final Four Kingston High School team. I also played a few years of travel ball with Tyler when we were Well, when I was 15 and 16, when he was 13 and 14. As the 0-1 is a line drive into right field. There's a base hit. Kelder will take a big round at first, but he will stay there. So it's a 1-out single for the Stallions second baseman. That'll bring up Nick Teeter.
Good piece of hitting right there by Kelder, getting jump-starting the Stallions offense for Nick Teeter, hot hitting righty.
Yeah, Kelder, as you're saying, he's been getting going. He only joined the team this past Sunday. He got his first at-bat Tuesday night when he lined out. It was a great diving catch in center. And then last night was his first game getting the start for the Stallions. In his first game, he played great. He went 1 for 3. He had 3 RBIs. He hit the ball hard a few times. As Teeter steps in and fouls one off over the Amsterdam Mohawks dugout. So Kelder, who will attend St. Bonaventure in the fall, in his first couple games with the Stallions, swing the bat well. Teeter takes a fastball inside, almost grazes his jersey, count now 1-1.
Kelder right there, 2 back-to-back big leads. Let's see if maybe assistant coach Steve Freer will get him going.
Teeter is 1 for 1 on the night with a single. He was caught stealing after that single, as he fouls a breaking ball off, count now 1-2. That was the only stolen base attempt by a Stallion tonight. Here comes the 1-2. It's a ground ball off the glove of third baseman Liam Wilson, and we'll see how it's ruled. I think it will be an infield single. It was almost a diving play for the Amsterdam third baseman, and it was absolutely scorched. It will be ruled a single, so Teeter now 2 for 2 on the day. Stallions have first and second and 1 away. He'll bring up John McKenna, who flew out to deep center field his first at-bat. He also ripped a foul home run on the first pitch of that at-bat. As Bob writes, comments that the starting pitcher's name is pronounced Wright, not Reitz. Thank you very much, Bob. As the first pitch to McKenna, fastball outside. First and second, 1 out for John McKenna, who takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Count now 1-1. Kelder leads off second, Teeter off first. Stallions trail the Mohawks 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-1 fouled straight back into the netting. Count now 1-2.
McKenna on it, just missing that one, fouling it straight back.
Wrights will come set and come home. Fastball bounces and it'll get away from Maynard behind home plate. Stallions will advance to second and third. So that's a big wild pitch from Wrights, as now both runners are in scoring position, and it's a 2-2 count for John McKenna. It was a fastball. It looked like it just got away from Wrights. It bounced in front of home plate. Dan Maynard tried to backhand pick it, but it went back to the backstop. Enough for Kelder and Teeter to both advance. Amsterdam with the infield back, they'll sacrifice a run for an out, as it's a breaking ball outside. A great stop there by Dan Maynard to reach out and grab it, and the count now full on the Stallions' third baseman, John McKenna.
Good job of McKenna holding up on that pitch as he nearly went around.
Yeah, John up there looking to hack. He almost swung at the breaking ball, but was able to watch it float out of the zone. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's fouled back. And we'll do the 3-2 again. McKenna just able to get a piece of that one.
Good job of McKenna keeping those hands back. Just be able to foul off that pitch, stay alive. It was a 3-2 off-speed pitch from Wrights.
Not what McKenna was looking for, but he was able to still get a piece of it. So here comes another payoff pitch from Wrights. Fastball fouled straight back into the netting. And we'll do it again. Here comes the third 3-2 pitch of the at-bat. Fastball, ground ball, in between short and third. It'll go by for a run. Steve Freer will hold up Teeter at third. The throw goes all the way home as McKenna will take second base on the throw. It's an RBI single for John McKenna. The Stallions tie the game at 2, and he'll go to second on the throw that goes all the way home.
What an absolute beautiful at bat for John McKenna, getting the Stallions offense rolling here.
So that'll bring up Austin Powell, the catcher for the Stallions. He's 0 for 0 tonight with a walk. First pitch to Powell, breaking ball high in the count. Now 1-0. Once again, Amsterdam playing their infield back, so they'll give up a run for an out here. The game is tied at 2-2. Teeter's off third, and McKenna's off second. The 1-0 fastball high, and the count now 2-0 on Powell. Randy Morgan commenting AP, 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 as AP is Austin Powell, the man at the plate, as well as Adrian Peterson. 2-0, breaking ball inside, count now 3-0. Randy Morgan also asked Kim Powell if she won that jersey. Randy, you're the one who won that jersey. Here comes the 3-0 to Powell. Fastball up. It's a 4-pitch walk of the Stallions catcher, which loads the bases for the top of the order in Connor Powers.
Powell's second walk of the night, but not swinging the bat, but hey, he's getting on base, working well for the Stallions.
Yeah, he hasn't had to swing the bat. As the left fielder for the Stallions, Connor Powers will walk up to the plate, and the manager for the Mohawks will come out to the mound. We'll see if he's pulling rights or if he's just coming to chat, although it's a very slow walk out. There is a lefty in the bullpen for Amsterdam. The whole infield will come in and chat with their manager. Randy Morgan, we will send you the jersey. If you haven't gotten a direct message yet, we'll send you a direct message. We just need your address out in Arkansas, as well as what size you would like on the jersey. Randy won the jersey Tuesday night. Jeffrey Polcheski won the golf shirt last night. And we have a batting practice warm-up that will be raffled away tonight to a random commenter. So Wrights will stay in the game. Bases loaded and 1 out for the Stallions left fielder. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He popped out to short and flew out to center. He takes a fastball high. His fly out to center, though, was an absolute line drive. That was a great diving catch by Eric Rivera out there to end the second inning. The 1-0 fastball called strike, so after 5 straight balls, Wright's able to find the zone. The 1-1 to Powers fouled straight back into the netting behind home, and the count now 1-2. Wright's working from the stretch. Amsterdam infield still back. They'll look to turn 2 on a ground ball. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball bounces in the dirt. Good pick back there by Dan Maynard. Count now 2-2. Brandon Wright's trying to get out of a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-2 bounces in front of home plate. Another great stop by Maynard behind home. And the count now full at 3-2. Wright's is 1 pitch away from walking in a run.
Seem to have an umpires meeting.
Looks like the home plate umpire needs water, as Steve Freer asks for water, and the Stallions trainer Matt Dittis will go out and check on him. When we resume the game, it'll be a 3-2 count with the bases loaded full of Stallions. Nick Teeter's on third, John McKenna on second, and Austin Powell is on first. And there's only 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Saugerties has scored a run already in the inning. That one scored on John McKenna's RBI single that drove in Tyler Kelder, who started this inning off with a 1-out single, or this rally off, rather. So the home plate umpire gets some water. Matt Dittis and the Stallion staff will retreat back to the dugout, and it will be a 3-2 pitch to Connor Powers. The corners are now playing even with the bag, so a hard ground ball to them, they could come home. But the middle infield is looking to turn 2. Here comes the payoff pitch to Connor Powers. Bounces in the dirt. Connor checks his swing, and he is called out by the base umpire, and he can't believe it.
Powers nearly halfway down the line, looks towards home plate umpire, clearly disgruntled with the call.
That check swing call sponsored by Bob Gehring Septic. As Luke Pedersen, the shortstop, will come up to the plate, and Dan Maynard will go out and chat with Brandon Wright, who is trying to keep this game tied at 2. It was definitely a close call on that one. On the replay on our screen, it looked like he checked it, but it looked much closer live. Pedersen has destroyed the ball twice, and he hits a fly ball out into center field. Eric Rivera in and will make the catch, so Wright's able to survive the inning, only giving up 1 run. And at the end of 4 full innings of play, it's Saugerties 2, Amsterdam 2 from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. And Randy Morgan, to answer your questions, you could put your address right on here if you're comfortable giving your address out on the broadcast, but you can also direct message the Saugerties Stallions page, and we'll do the rest for you. Also, make sure to tell us what size jersey you would like. As a big thanks is also in order for Marlene Stagel-Nellis, who shared our video. Thank you for sharing the broadcast, Marlene. Eric Schuer comments that was good base running by McKenna. That was great base running by John McKenna, who singled in Tyler Kelder, but then also advanced to second as the throw went over the cutoff man Liam Wilson and all the way to home. McKenna able to take second pretty easily. Joe Benson comments, all right, Randy. Some cheering on for the jersey winner. Rich Teeter says, it's my jersey number, 26. Rich Teeter, the father of Stallions right fielder tonight, Cole Teeter. Cole's been playing basically 3 positions for the Stallions thus far. He's played a lot of left field. He's played a decent amount of third base, and now in right field. As the center fielder for the Stallions, Nick Campana, is getting the night off, which moves the right fielder Matt Feinstein into center. Connor Powers still staying in left, and Nick Teeter, who can play basically anywhere, will take right field. We've also saw him play some first base the other night as well. Melissa Smith says call the honey wagon on that call. That's a great point. You got to call the Bob Gehring septic honey wagon after that check swing call on Connor Powers. Could have really gone either way. It was a tough call to make. And not a tremendous angle for the umpire who is standing behind Brandon Wrights. But it's a big difference. It's a big game-changing call. It would have been ball 4, and the Stallions would have taken a 3-2 lead. Still only would have had 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Instead, it was strike 3, 2 outs, and the Stallions were not able to get another run across. As Eric Schuer says, even the ump is having a thirsty Thursday. So it will be Julian Gallup, the leadoff man, who steps in and rips a line drive single into left field to lead off the top of the 5th. Gallup was 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out to right and a ground out to short. So Amsterdam looking to take the lead back. It's now Eric Rivera, the center fielder. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He struck out back in the 1st, then singled and came around to score in the 2nd as he hits a bomb to deep right center field. Teeter on the run. He can't get to it, and it's going to one-hop over the wall. So it's a ground rule double for Eric Rivera. And on only 2 pitches here in the top of the 5th inning, Amsterdam has a single and then a ground rule double. They have 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Seems like we have some movement in the Stallions, Dallas Hot Wieners bullpen. See how long the leash lasts for Matt Jones here.
Yeah, Matt Jones has thrown well tonight. He's only given up 2 runs in 4 innings. He's a quick pitching righty out of Manhattan College. Came into the game with a 3 ERA. For Manhattan College this past semester, he threw 22 innings, had a 1-2 record and a 6.95 ERA. He walked 9 in those 22 innings and struck out 10, as it will be the first baseman TJ Collette who steps in and fouls one back over the booth behind home plate. And the count now 0-1. Collette 1 for 2 on the day with a fly out to left and a single back in the 3rd inning. Here comes the 0-1 to the first baseman. Fastball called strike, count now 0-2. Stallions bring the corners even with the grass as John McKenna and Jack Gonzalez.
Jones still working at the quick pace, similar to what he's done at the start of the game. Gotta wonder if some fatigue starting to set in here.
So TJ Collette calls time, looking at an 0-2 count. Joe Benson asks, is it Brady in the bullpen? We can't tell because the bullpen's covered by a Dallas Hot Wiener sign. All we can see is that there is someone warming up. The 0-2 is a ground ball to short. Pedersen fields and throws across the diamond. And Julian Gallup will score, so it's a sacrifice for TJ Collette, and Amsterdam takes a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. Eric Rivera now on third base for the cleanup hitter and third baseman Liam Wilson. Wilson 1 for 2 on the night. The one, a big one though, a booming home run over the left center field fence. And then he struck out in the 3rd. Stallions still keeping the infield back and only having the corners in, so ground ball up the middle, they'll sacrifice an out for a run. Matt Jones from the stretch. Fastball up and away, and the count now 1-0. Randy Rick says, I love that bad calls by the umps are sponsored by Bob Gehring Septic. Thanks, Randy. The 1-0 backdoor breaking ball called strike. Count now 1-1.
Curveball really seems to be working for Jones tonight.
Yeah, that was a tremendous curveball, and he's been able to spot his curveball very well all night. Amsterdam just a great hitting team. They've been able to get to him so far. The 1-1 breaking ball outside, count now 2-1. The Bob Gehring Septic bad call is my favorite sponsorship as well. Joe Benson says that they need a ride in the back of the Honey Wagon. That'd be a tough ride, I tell you what. The 2-1 backdoor breaking ball just a little high, so the count now 3-1.
2 straight curveballs outside the zone. Let's see if Jones comes in with a fastball.
Wilson, a dangerous hitter. We've already seen him put one over the wall tonight. 3-1 is a fly ball into right center field. Teeter's going to have to go back very deep, and he won't be able to get to it. That one bounces over the wall again, so it's another ground rule double for Amsterdam here in the 5th. Rivera will score, so the Mohawks take a 4-2 lead, and they have a man on second with 1 away.
Wilson having a good night, minus the lone strikeouts. It's definitely seen the ball well out of Jones's hands.
Yeah, he was looking 3-1 there, was able to get a fastball over the middle of the plate and drove it out to right center field. I actually was very surprised. I thought it was just going to be a fly ball, possibly a sac fly, and then the ball absolutely carried all the way out around the 360 sign where it hopped over the wall. So Steve Freer will come out and chat with Matt Jones as Jack Gonzalez and John McKenna will join them at the mound with Austin Powell. Luke Pedersen and Tyler Kelder having their own conference at second base. It's a 4-2 game. Amsterdam leads. It's been going back and forth all night. Stallions led 1-0. Amsterdam took a 2-1 lead. And then the Stallions tied it at 2-2. And just a half inning after the Stallions tied it, Amsterdam now has scored 2 more runs. Amsterdam's 4 runs on 8 hits tonight. Matt Jones looking to limit the damage will face the left fielder Dylan Reynolds. Reynolds 1 for 2 on the day with a single and an RBI. It's a breaking ball up. He also grounded out to Jack Gonzalez at first. That single was to Nick Teeter in right field, who threw a beautiful throw home, but it was a bang-bang play, and Austin Powell just not able to hold on to the ball. 1-1 is a little blooper into center field. It might fall. Matt Feinstein running in, can't get it in the air. That one just a tough one. It's a bloop single there for Dylan Reynolds. It's now 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Matt Jones able to get that one in on Reynolds' hands, but Reynolds able to fist it into the outfield. I think he might have broken his bat on it. That'll bring up the catcher, Dan Maynard. Maynard 0 for 2 on the day with 2 3-pitch strikeouts. This would be a good time for Matt Jones to record another one of them. First pitch to Maynard is a nubber down the first baseline foul. Reynolds 1 for 2 on the year in stolen base attempts over at first. Amsterdam has an attempt to steal a base so far tonight. 0-1 is a breaking ball inside, so the count now 1-1. That's the first ball Dan Maynard's seen tonight. Jessica Wormel comments, "Let's go Matt Jones," cheering on the Stallions starting pitcher. Cameron Smith said, "Good pitch on the corner." And the 1-1 just misses low, so the count now 2-1.
Jones struggling a bit, finding his way outside of the zone.
Here comes the 2-1 to Maynard. And it's a bomb into deep left center field. That one could be out of here as well, as it is. Off the wall. The one off the top of the wall that will come into the infield. It's a booming RBI double for Dan Maynard. Amsterdam takes a 5-2 lead. I thought that one actually left the park, but it ended up being off of the yellow out there by the 360 sign. So the Amsterdam Bats really coming alive here in the top of the 5th. They've singled, doubled, singled, and doubled. They really have figured out how to hit Matt Jones, as Austin Powell and Luke Pedersen will come in and chat with the righty. Dan Maynard, after striking out swinging his first 2 at-bats, was not going to get cheated on that 2-1 pitch. That was an absolute shot to left center field. Like I said, I thought it actually left the park, but the fence was just a foot high enough to keep it in. Now the Stallions will bring the infield in as they trail by 3 runs. It's the K-man and shortstop Will Holland to step up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the night with a single and a fly out to center. He takes a breaking ball high, count now 1-0. Jones comes set, and he'll come home. Fastball for a called strike. Count now 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Jones. Fastball low and away. Good stop behind the plate by Austin Powell. Count now 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 from Jones. Fastball misses the inside corner. Count now 3-1.
Tough call right there. That looked like a strike on the inside corner to me.
It was. Matt Jones right around the zone now. He does have first base open, and it would create a force at all of the bases if he walked Will Holland. Comes a 3-1. It's a bouncer in the dirt, and it looks like Reynolds will come home, and he'll score standing. It's also a walk to Will Holland, who takes a big round on first and is trying to see if Matt Jones is paying attention to him, but he'll walk back there. So it's now 6-2 Amsterdam. Dan Maynard will also advance to third on the wild pitch. And it's first and third with still only 1 away. It will be Anthony Ganella, the DH, for Amsterdam. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the 4th and reached on catcher's interference back in the 2nd. As pitching coach Steve Freer will take a slow walk out to Matt Jones, and he will make a call to the bullpen. So we'll see who the new Stallions pitcher's in. Matt Jones threw 4 great innings, and then the Amsterdam Bats absolutely came alive here in the top of the 5th inning. They knock him around for 4 runs. He's also responsible for the runners on first and third here. As we'll give you the name on the new pitcher for the Stallions in a second. And the new pitcher for Saugerties will actually be another Kingston High School product, another member of that Final Four team. He'll be attending Niagara University in the fall. It's Jeff Hayner, 6'2" lefty. Hayner, along with Avery Short, 2 of the star pitchers on the Kingston High School team that made it all the way to the state Final Four and ended up being knocked out of the tournament by the state champs, Liverpool. So Matt Jones's night is over. He throws 4 1/3 and leads 2 runners on for Jeff Hayner. And like I said, Anthony, Jones pitched good first 4 innings, and then up here in the 5th, he wasn't walking anybody. Amsterdam was just driving the ball all of a sudden. Amsterdam has scored their 6 runs on 10 hits in only 4 1/3 innings. The Stallions trail Amsterdam 6-2. Stallions have their 2 runs on 5 hits. Both the Saugerties and Amsterdam have committed 1 error tonight. As Jeff Hayner is done with his warm-ups, this will be his first outing of the summer as a member of the Saugerties Stallions in the PGCBL. Hayner looking to get off to a similar start as his teammate Avery Short. Avery Short and Hayner both joined the Stallions along with Tyler Kelder this Sunday. Avery Short since Sunday has thrown 10 scoreless innings, absolutely dominated. Tyler Kelder has been hitting the ball well, as you saw him go 2 for 4 last night with 3 RBIs. And Kelder already 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. First pitch from Hayner is a fastball low to the DH Anthony Ganella. As Jade Benson and Melissa Smith both yell charge via Facebook comment. Hayner will step off. Like I said before, Ganella 0 for 1 on the night as he hits a bomb deep into right field. Nick Teeter back with his back against home plate, and it's going to be a 3-run home run, an absolute bomb from Anthony Ganella off the second pitch of the night and of the season for Jeff Hayner. So Amsterdam blows the game open on the 3-run home run from Ganella. They now lead 9-2.
Hayner just left a fastball right down the middle right there.
Something you don't often get punished for in high school. But Hayner quickly learns that these college hitters will capitalize on fastballs over the middle of the plate.
It's an adjustment he's going to have to make. Can't just gas it by people anymore.
The first pitch to Danny Coleman is a chopper to first. Jack Gonzalez will take it to first himself. So there's 2 outs now in the top of the 5th.
The regular, Julian Gallup.
So Jeff Hayner comes in and on the second pitch of the night gives up a 3-run home run to Anthony Ganella. Only one of those runs will be charged to Hayner, though, as the runners on first and third were Matt Jones. That also closes the night for the Stallion starter, Jones, as this will flip the order over to Julian Gallup, who takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Gallup actually led off this top of the 5th with a single and came around to score. As Amsterdam has hit around, he shows bunt but pulls back and takes a fastball strike.
Interesting decision to show bunt right there.
Yeah, nobody on a 0-1 count on you. You have a 9-2 lead. I would think you'd be swinging away.
Especially with 2 outs in the inning.
0-2 pitch, fouled back and lands on top of the Amsterdam dugout over on the first base side, so the count will stay at 0-2. Yeah, with 2 outs, you're normally looking to do some damage, get some extra bases so you can score easier, as the 0-2 is a breaking ball, line down the third base line, foul ball just by a hair. So the count will remain 0-2. That one a breaking ball from Hayner that Gallup really just flicked the bat at, but he got great wood on it. It was a screamer down the third base line.
Some yelling from the visitors' dugout saying that the ball hit the chalk. Could not see anything from up here in the booth.
So it'll be the third 0-2 pitch of the at-bat. Hayner way ahead of Gallup. Fastball just misses low and inside. And the count now 1-2. Great pitch there by Hayner.
Both Powell and Hayner both started walking towards the dugout, both thinking that was a strike.
And watching the replay on our broadcast, it looked like a strike there too. 1-2, fouled straight back into the backstop. Count remains 1-2. Gallup 1 for 3 on the night. Like I said, he singled to start off this 7-run top of the 5th inning for Amsterdam. And came around to score. Before that, he grounded out to short and flew out to center, or flew out to right rather. That one bounces in the dirt. Count now 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 from Jeff Hayner. Fastball fouled. Out of play on the first base side, so Gallup really battling here against Hayner. The lefty seeing his first work of the season with the Stallions. He only joined the team Sunday with teammates Tyler Kelder and Avery Short. Another 2-2. Breaking ball line down the third base line, out of play and foul.
In the previous two batters Hayner faced, barely threw any pitches. In this at bat, probably thrown at least 8-9 pitches already.
Yeah, Hayner actually only threw 3 pitches to the first 2 hitters combined. Ganella hit a home run on the second pitch, and Coleman grounded out to first on the first pitch he saw. 2-2 is a little nubber up the middle. Tyler Kelder can catch it in the air on top of second base. Great play there by Hayner's Kingston teammate, Tyler Kelder. But the damage is done here in the top of the 5th. Coming into the inning, it was a 2-2 game. Coming out of the inning, it's 9-2 Amsterdam. From the Morris Computer Broadcast booth here at Cantine Field, we're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-2 Amsterdam. So there's a sponge race going on here on the sideline between kids who have to fill up sponges full of water, carry them over to another bucket, and let the water drop into that bucket. It's a fun gym class race. Also a wet one. Not too hot here tonight. I don't know if I'd actually want to be covered in water. Most nights here at Cantine Field, it's scorching, and I'd be fine with some spongy water getting on me, but tonight, with the breeze, it's actually a little chilly. It also looks like Brandon Wright's night is over. So he'll only throw 4 pitches tonight for Amsterdam. And it'll be a lefty in for the Mohawks. Wright, even though he left the game with a 9-2 lead, technically he's not in line for the win because he didn't go 5 innings. But it was still a nice pitching performance for the Amsterdam righty. He goes 4 innings, only gives up 2 runs, worked out of a few tough jams.
Let's see. We got this one. What's your name? Kenny.
The winner tonight of the sponge race here at Cantine Field. Cute little fella named Kenny. Good work there, Kenny.
And IXL Health and Fitness, keeping Saturday fit all season long.
The new pitcher on the mound for Amsterdam. Looks like it's one of the temporary players, as they don't actually have a number 31 registered to their team. And they didn't give us a number 31 on our score sheet either. So I'll tell you what, it's an absolute mystery who is throwing on the mound for Amsterdam. Our PA announcer doesn't know who it is. None of us in the booth know who it is.
Amsterdam for 31, William H.
It will be Matt Feinstein to hit off against the Amsterdam mystery pitcher. I've never had this in my broadcasting career, that the opposing team has a pitcher who is not on the roster and seems to be wearing a jersey not registered to the team. Our PA announcer, Rob Vanderbeck, is calling the pitcher anonymous. So Feinstein will take a fastball high. And the count 1-0 on the Stallions center fielder. Matt 0 for 1 on the night. He walked back in the first and then struck out in the third. Takes a fastball low. Count now 2-0.
Stallions trailing by 7, but if there's one thing we've known from this year's team, they're a nitty-gritty team. They will continue to fight until the last out is recorded in the game.
Feinstein calling time, and the anonymous pitcher whines and will have to stop. That's the second time Feinstein's done that tonight. He did that to Brandon Wright as well, as he takes a fastball for a called strike, actually off the glove of Maynard behind home plate. It's the count now 2-1. If any Amsterdam fans are watching and they know who this is, it looks like it's Elliot Anderson, who's in the book as number 22, as Matt Feinstein continuing to call time, and we're going to say it's Elliot Anderson is winding and delivering, but he can't throw home while Matt Feinstein is calling time, getting ready to hit. That one, a fastball called strike, count now 2-2. That one,
Anderson absolutely throwing gas.
Some real speed behind that one. I think there was a little frustration as Feinstein has now stopped his windup twice. Here comes the 2-2. Bounces in the dirt, and the count full at 3-2. Bob Napoleon says 31, Dale Stenovich. So it's either Dale Stenovich or Elliot Anderson as the 3-2 fastball low, and Feinstein works a leadoff walk here in the top of the fifth. It's one thing Stallions need to get going. They need base runners. So good start for Saugerties with the walk. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jack Gonzalez. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Reached on an E1 back in the first, and he struck out in the third. Michael English confirms that it's Anderson from Auburn University. And William Doble confirms that he's not listed on the page. That's what we're running into as well. As Gonzalez takes a breaking ball high. And the Amsterdam coaching staff did give us a full roster on paper before the game of people that weren't supposed to be online as well. As the 1-0 is a fastball called strike. And the count now 1-1. But number 31 was not even given on that list either. I'm starting to suspect it's somebody they just pulled out of the stands and threw a jersey on. Anderson comes home, and it bounces before home plate. It's the count now 2-1.
Whoever's on the mound seems to be pitching around the dangerous Jack Gonzalez. Doesn't want to fall into a trap here, leading by 7 runs.
Here comes the 2-1. It's a broken back rounder to second. It'll be taken himself, throw on to first, not in time. Danny Coleman kind of tripped over second when he stepped on the bag, and the throw to first was not in time. So it's a fielder's choice, and there's one away now in the bottom of the 5th inning. That broken bat, sponsored by Williams Lumber. If you break your bat or you need any lumber at all, visit Williams Lumber.
I think that's Gonzalez's second broken back in as many nights. Gonzalez seems to be going through bats like it's nothing.
Andrew Taft now in the box. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Does have a sacrifice fly back in the first, which drove in Luke Pedersen for the first run of the game. So now Gonzalez at first, and it's a breaking ball called strike. Surprising call there. That one definitely crossed quite high.
Taft looking back at the umpire, honestly displeased with that call, along with the fans.
Normally I won't call out an umpire, but that one was pretty blatant. As the 0-1 is chopped foul, because Taft I feel like kind of felt like he had to swing at that one. Joe Benson says that's broken bat number 4. That's right. John Lizette was telling me Gonzalez had broken about 4 bats in 2 games between batting practice and games.
Looks like we're going to have some movement in the Amsterdam bullpen, as looks like number 18 is walking out there.
As Taft hits a ground ball between short and third for a base hit, so he's able to hit around the bad calls, and Stallions have first and second with 1 away.
Good at bat there by Taft, setting up the runners on second and first with 1 out.
So it'll be the second baseman, Tyler Kelder, up now. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He singled and scored back in the fourth. And he also grounded out to short in his first at-bat. He's been swinging the bat very well in his brief stint with the Stallions thus far. As I said before, he just joined the team with Jeff Hayner and Avery Short, with Kingston's state Final Four run ending this past weekend. First and second, 1 out here. Stallions trail by 7, 9-2. It's a hack and a foul ball over the grandstand behind home plate. Count now 0-1 on Kelder.
Kelder aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, especially up there in the zone, up at his shoulders. Interesting phone behind the hole 0-1.
Thank you to everyone who's commented that this is definitely Elliot Anderson out of Auburn. We're able to now name the mystery man. It's a hard ground ball to short, fielded there by Will Holland, who flips to second one, on to first, not in time. It's another close call on what could have been a double play ball, but great hustle there by Tyler Kelder to beat it out. So it's first and third now with 2 away. It's Andrew Taft who's forced out at second. And Nick Teeter will come up to the plate. He's 2 for 2 on the night with 2 singles.
The right fielder from St. Rose, Nick Teeter.
Teeter, a local man out of Saugerties, New York. Tyler Kelder, who's on first. Kingston's about 15 minutes away from Saugerties. Teeter takes 1 for a strike, and the count now 0-1.
Had the opportunity to speak with Teeter about what it is being a kid growing up in Saugerties playing for the Stallions. He's very humbled and honored by the experience.
0-1 to Teeter. Big swing and a miss. Count now 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, fastball high. Teeter doesn't bite. Great zip on that one from Anderson. This is Elliott's first work in the PGCBL this summer. 1-2, another high fastball. Count 2-2. He's from Cartersville, Georgia. Big fella on the mound, 6'4", 225. And he's coming off of his freshman year at Auburn. Here comes the 2-2 to Teeter. Fouled straight back into the padding, and we'll do it again. Teeter coming off of his sophomore year at Hudson Valley Community College. Still looking for a place to play in the fall. Here comes another 2-2 to Teeter. Breaking ball fouled back over the grandstand.
Teeter battling here, just on him, fouling 2 straight pitches right back.
This very reminiscent of John McKenna's great at-bat an inning ago, where he fouled off a litany of pitches from Brandon Reitz before singling in Tyler Kelder. Here comes another 2-2. Fouled back. That one over the Mohawk dugout onto Washington Avenue. And we're ready for the fourth 2-2 pitch of the at-bat. Here comes another 2-2. Fastball high, count now full at 3-2 on Teeter.
Good at bat, working here for Teeter to keep the rally alive with 2 down.
That'll also set off Tyler Kelder from first, who can run on the pitch. Although with Anderson being a lefty, you do have to make sure he's going home and not coming to first. TJ Collett playing pretty close behind and kind of sneaking over to first base. The 3-2 fouled straight back into the netting. That one off of Dan Maynard's face mask first, so the home plate umpire will bring the ball out to Anderson. That was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. We're now looking at the 11th. Tyler Kelder has retreated back to first. He'll be on the move again. Teeter has been seeing the ball great as of late. One of the batting average leaders on the team, hitting .320, takes a fastball low. And on the 11th pitch of the at-bat, Teeter works a walk.
Beautiful at-bat there by Teeter.
That'll load the bases for the Stallions' third baseman, John McKenna.
The Stallions' third baseman, number 33, John McKenna.
Kenna singled in his last at-bat, looking to replicate the same exact thing.
Yeah, McKenna 1 for 2 on the night with that RBI single. He also had a deep fly out to center field in his first at-bat back in the second after missing a home run by a few feet down the left field line. McKenna calls time and Anderson steps off. Base is full of Stallions as Amsterdam leads 9-2. Saugerties trying to crawl their way back into this game. It's a breaking ball low, and McKenna checks his swing. It gets behind Maynard, not far enough for Gonzalez to take home.
Stallion needs to get something going. You don't want to have to see the third time bases loaded tonight and get nobody in again.
Yeah, the Stallions have threatened tonight, as the 1-0 is a fastball low. Count now 2-0 on McKenna.
Anderson seems to have lost control just a bit.
Yeah, that's 3 straight balls from the lefty from Auburn. He's got to come at McKenna here. McKenna loves to hack, so he should be looking at something good to hit. 2-0. Fastball high. Oh, fastball called strike. So the count now 2-1. Surprised me with that one. Curtis Jorgensen on the stadium sounds tonight doing an absolutely phenomenal job. I don't know if you can hear them, but he's really mixing it up. Here's the 2-1 to McKenna. Bounces in the dirt. Gonzalez will come home, and he will score standing up. So the Stallions at least get 1 run across here in the bottom of the 5th. It's now a 9-3 game. Kelder and Teeter move to 3rd and 2nd. And it's a 3-1 count on John McKenna. It's a 3-1 count on John McKenna. Diane Meyer-Tumillo trying to will the Stallions to score with the all-cap score. And then the Stallions do get 1 across. That one way up and out. It's a wild pitch. Kelder is coming home, and he'll score standing up. So McKenna walks on 5 pitches. That's the second wild pitch and second run on 2 consecutive pitches. And the Stallions now trail 9-4.
It's where a majority of the Stallions runs come from past balls, not only tonight, but also last night and the night before then.
So Kelder scores his 2nd run of the night. It's now a 9-4 game. Nick Teeter, who had an 11-pitch at bat, fouling off balls one after another, worked a walk, is now all the way on 3rd base. It'll bring up Austin Powell, the catcher. He's 0 for 0 on the night with 2 walks. He takes a fastball for a called strike. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high, and the count now 1-1. Another fastball high, count now 2-1 on the Stallions catcher.
Looks like Anderson seems to be overthrowing. It's 2 high fastballs up in the zone.
The 2-1. Fastball right down Broadway, count now 2-2. Teeter on 3rd, McKenna on 1st. Here comes a 2-2 to Austin Powell, who will call time. Amsterdam jumped out to a 7-run lead in the top of the 5th inning, scoring 7 runs. Here comes a 2-2. High fastball gets Powell swinging. And on what would have been ball 3, Anderson able to get out of the inning, but not after the Stallions score 2 runs on 2 wild pitches. And they cut the lead to 5 runs. It's 9-4 after 5 full innings of play from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. It will be Jeff Hainer back on the mound for Saugerties. And it's a great time to remind you that we are giving away a Saugerties Stallions BP warm-up. We've given away a jersey on Tuesday and then a golf shirt just last night. Now we're giving away a number 20 Tyler Kelder BP warm-up. That warm-up will be given to a random commenter on this broadcast. So keep those comments coming. It can be any comment at all. Where you're from, what you're thinking, what's going on around you, what you think about the game. Your comment could win you this BP jersey. We'll send it out to you. Our winners so far have been Randy Morgan and Jeff Palczewski. I'll give you the final line on Brandon Reitz and Matt Jones as both starters are out of the game. Reitz gave up 2 runs in 4 innings, both of them earned. He did pick up 4 Ks in the 4 innings. Along with the 4 strikeouts, Reitz only gave up 1 walk. For Matt Jones, who is the only returning Stallion, he had a rough night. He threw 4 great innings, but then got hit around in the top of the 5th inning. He ended up leaving after throwing 4 1/3 innings on the night. Jones gave up 8 runs, all of them earned. As Austin Powell will throw down to second. And the top of the 6th inning will get going here. Like I said, Jones, 4 1/3 innings, 8 runs, all earned. He did strike out 5 guys in the 4 1/3 innings. And he really wasn't walking anybody. It was just hits that got him. Jones actually didn't walk anybody tonight. Amsterdam just came in hitting. It'll be 2-3-4 for the Mohawks here in the top of the 6th inning. Jeff Hainer's first pitch to Eric Rivera, the center fielder, a breaking ball high. The 1-0. Fastball low, count now 2-0. Jeff Hainer in his first inning of work for Saugerties this year. Or in his first outing this year. He has thrown 2/3 of an inning. 2-0, just low, count now 3-0.
Stallions needs to keep the speedy Rivera off the bases. So far having a single and a double.
Here comes the 3-0 to Rivera. Fastball inside, so Jeff Hainer can't do that. It's a 4-pitch walk to the Amsterdam center fielder. And the leadoff man is on in the top of the 6th inning. That will bring up the first baseman, TJ Collette, as Luke Pedersen will come in and chat with the Stallions lefty.
Pedersen got to be thinking either calming down Hainer or that Rivera's going to be going with the score dropped down to 5 now.
Rivera was 2 for 3 on the night with a single, a double, and 2 runs scored before that walk. He's got a pretty huge lead over at first, and he shortens it. It is a pickoff attempt over there. Good move by Hainer. Kind of goes over at a 45-degree angle, Andy Pettit-like.
Rivera with a huge lead over at first.
Hainer comes home, and Collette swings through a fastball, so the count 0-1. As quick as Rivera is, he only has 1 stolen base attempt this year, and he was thrown out stealing. Amsterdam does like to run. They have 15 steals on the air. Another big swing and a miss on a fastball, and Hayner ahead of Collette, 0-2.
Look
Joe
for Hayner to
Dittis.
throw another fastball right here. Collette really behind, way behind with his swings.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a high fastball. Something out of the zone, nothing good to hit at least, 0-2. The 0-2 fastball called strike 3. He went right at him, and Collette wasn't ready for it. So a 3-pitch strikeout of the Mohawks first baseman, and there's one away now in the top of the 6th.
One away. Two batters is third baseman.
I'll bring up the third baseman, Liam Wilson. He's having himself a night. He's 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. The home run, actually 2 RBIs on the night because he drove himself in and also had an RBI double. First pitch to him is a fastball called strike.
Hayner settling into his motion now.
Yeah, Hayner looks comfortable on the mound. He has no problem working from the stretch. Kind of has a herky-jerky motion from the windup. And he'll check on Rivera over at first. Not the A move, just lobs it over.
Motion's almost Clayton Kershaw-esque with that little pause stutter step right before he deals to the mound. To the plate, excuse me.
It's not a bad person to emulate. Maybe the best pitcher ever. As the 0-1 comes home and it's fouled back onto Washington Avenue. Count now 0-2. More importantly, a starter on my fantasy baseball team. Here comes the 0-2 to Wilson. Fastball lined and caught on the fly by McKenna. He'll throw across the diamond, and he will double up Rivera. Great play there by the Stallions' third baseman. And Jeff Hayner will go and thank his third baseman. So at the end of 5.5 innings of play, it's 9-4 Amsterdam from the Morse Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. So it's halfway between the 6th inning. That means Stanley the Stallion, the interns, and kids will come out and dance to the YMCA. A fun tradition here at Cantines Field. Unfortunately, we can't let you hear it because of copyright issues. So we've muted Anthony's mic. But you can trust me that I'll do the YMCA when the time comes. You know when it is. There's your casual MCA. It's happening. Stallions looking to add to the 2 runs they scored last inning. They still trail 9-4 as fans all really enjoying this YMCA. Probably one of the most lively ones I've seen here at Cantine Field, as I just missed the last 2 YMCAs as I was chatting. Poor job by the broadcaster / lead Stallions dancer, I would even call myself. Randy Morgan says, come on, base runner, get you some of AP. He was trying to taunt Eric Rivera to try and steal second. No Mohawks have tried to steal on Austin Powell tonight. So Elliot Anderson is done with his warm-up pitches, and we'll be ready to get this bottom of the 6th inning going. Amsterdam leads 9-4. Their big inning, 7 runs in the top of the 5th. It's the top of the order for Saugerties. Powers, Pedersen, and Feinstein. Connor Powers tonight playing center field, giving Nick Campana a break. Powers 0 for 3 with a fly out. He shows bunt, pulls it back, but takes a called strike. He flew out to center, popped out to short, and has struck out. That strikeout, a debatable check swing call that could have brought in a run for Saugerties as they had the bases juiced. As he hits a chopper off of home plate, it's fielded on a hop by Anderson, who will flip the ball over to first, and not in time to get Connor Powers, who evades a tag and then beats it out.
That may have been one of the coolest plays I think I have ever seen watching a baseball game.
That was an unbelievably impressive move by Connor Powers as he evaded Elliot Anderson's tag and then suddenly turned on the turbo boosters and got to first base in what seemed like half a second.
I don't know how he avoided that tag, but hey, the Stallions will take it. Looks like we have movement in the Mohawks bullpen. Who knows how long Anderson will be on the hill.
So for the second inning in a row, Stallions have the leadoff man on. It'll now be Luke Pedersen, who puts a beautiful drag bunt down the first base line. This one will be flipped. I'm not sure if that was a bunt for a single or a bunt hit. I think it was a bunt for a single attempt, but he just couldn't get it past. So call that a sack bunt, though, whether he was trying to get a hit or not. He gets Powers over to second with one away. That'll bring up the center fielder, Matt Feinstein. Feinstein 0 for 1 on the day. Takes a fastball called strike. He's walked twice and struck out swinging.
Stallions with 7 hits on the night and 4 runs.
Looking to chip away at this 9-4 Amsterdam lead. As the 0-1 is fouled back onto Washington Avenue, so the count now 0-2 on Feinstein. Nobody really holding on Powers at second, although Danny Coleman is now walking over to him as I say that. It'll be an 0-2 to Feinstein. Fastball goes to the backstop. Powers will take third on the wild pitch. And that's a huge wild pitch because he can now score on a useful
wild
out.
Pitch. Similar to what we've seen already tonight.
Yeah, third wild pitch in 1 1/3 innings work for Elliot Anderson. The first 2 were costly. We'll see if this one hurts him as well. 1-2 to Feinstein. Great stop behind there by Dan Maynard. And the count now 2-2.
Putting in a lot of work in there behind the plate right now. Definitely stopping a lot more key balls from going behind the plate.
Infield back for Amsterdam, so they'll trade an out for a run as the breaking ball is high, and the count now 3-2. Anderson had Feinstein 0-2, but has since thrown 3 well out of the zone. Feinstein's already walked twice tonight. Here comes the payoff pitch. Breaking ball way up, so Feinstein able to work out of an 0-2 hold, taking 4 straight balls. He's on first with 1 away. That'll bring up the Stallions' first baseman, Jack Gonzalez.
Gonzalez struggled a bit tonight with a strikeout and grounding into a fielder's choice in his last at bat. Looking to get something started with runners on the corners.
Got to be careful with a ground ball now, because a double play would get Amsterdam out of the inning, but a deep fly ball should score Powers over at first. First pitch to Gonzalez, fastball out. Like Anthony said, Gonzalez 0 for 3 on the night. But he has reached twice, even though he's 0 for 3. The 1-0 to him is a line drive on a 1-hop to second. Throw to second on time. Throw to first in time as well. And that's a huge double play for Amsterdam as they get out of a first and third 1-out scenario without scoring any runs. So at the end of 6 full innings of play, the Mohawks still lead the Stallions 9-4 from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. It's a tough break for Gonzalez, who really hit that one on the nose. Unfortunately, it was a perfect one-hopper to Danny Coleman at second, and the turn between Coleman and Will Holland at short was pretty flawless. They were able to get Jack Gonzalez just by a step. As there's a beach ball game going on now on the field, as the kids have to hold a beach ball together just by their backs and see which team wins the race.
If you drop the beach ball, you can pick it up and keep going. You must be
Some cheers for the YMCA back in between that past half inning. Melissa Smith says, let's go Stanley. And Anna Marie Hayner says, good job, Jeff. As Jeff Hayner, who's now going to be in his third inning of work, was able to face only 3 batters last inning. Michelle McGuire says, okay, Stallions, let's get back in it. This is Hits territory. This is right next to the Hits facility, Horses in the Sun. As Randy Morgan says, my daughter said she would like the warm-up, please. Randy was a winner of the jersey just Tuesday night. It'd be pretty impressive if he was the random comment again. Joe Dittis says, wow, that mound looks awesome. For those of you who don't know, Joe Dittis is a grounds crew worker here at Cantine Field. And looks like Joe, after saying that mound looks awesome, was able to get the compliments he was fishing for. Jill Benson said, best looking field anywhere. We have the best ground crew ever. And Michelle Powell said the field is beautiful. So Joe Dittis gets his compliments as the first pitch here in the top of the 7th inning to Dylan Reynolds, line down the left field line but foul. Reynolds, the left fielder for Amsterdam, is 2 for 3 on the night. 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. He hits a rip into right center field. If it gets down, it's extra bases. But it's a beautiful run and catch by Matt Feinstein, who lays out and saves extra bases. So it's a long first out here in the top of the 7th inning.
Seen a lot of great plays tonight, not only from the Stallions, but also from the Mohawks. Both teams playing defense very well tonight.
Matt Feinstein with a great beat on that one. I thought it was extra bases off the bat, but he was able to rob the Mohawks left fielder. That'll bring up their catcher, Dan Maynard. Maynard 1 for 3 on the day, 2 strikeouts, but a big RBI double and a run scored. He foul tips one into Austin Powell's glove. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball just a bit outside, and the count 1-1.
Hayner dialing it up there a little bit right there with that fastball.
One fastball outside, count now 2-1. Anna Pascariello Turner says number 32 is my grandson. Go Jeffrey. The Kingston High School grad gets a big swing and a miss from Maynard.
Good pitch right there. Batter guessing.
Keeping Maynard on his heels in the box. It's now a 2-2 count on the Mohawks catcher. 2-2 bounces in the dirt, but Maynard doesn't bite. Good stop behind the plate by Powell. So the count now full at 3-2. Eric Schuer says Joe is often referred to as a dirt magician. I think that's a great way to refer to Joe Dittis. I think I'll start calling him a dirt magician more often as well. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball outside, so Maynard works a walk with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up the shortstop, Will Holland.
Another close pitch there. Got to wonder if the umpire is starting to squeeze his zone just a little bit as Coach Tom Whitaker comes out to the home plate umpire.
Not sure what Tom Whitaker is out there to talk about, but it looks like he's looking towards the Amsterdam dugout. He's just asking the Amsterdam players to get in the dugout. There are a lot of players in fair territory, as the Amsterdam third base coach will come and ask what was going on, and so will the first base coach. The third base coach says put a circle there if you want our on base or on deck batter farther back. It turns out they were talking about the on deck batter as well as everybody else in there.
Now the Mohawks, the shortstop, number 1, the K-Man, Will Holland.
as the third base coach is having words with Whitaker in the dugout. A little bad blood here between the staffs of Amsterdam and Saugerties.
Amsterdam third base coach barking in the Stallions bullpen dugout. Excuse me.
Will Holland takes a fastball up. Holland 1 for 2 on the day. He singled, walked, scored a run, and flew out to center. Here comes the 1-0. It's actually a pickoff attempt over there on Dan Maynard, just checking on the catcher. Maynard with no stolen base attempts this year.
Like Haynard got away with a balk right there. Jerks his shoulders a little bit before he throws over to first.
The 1-0 bounces in the dirt, but a great stop by Austin Powell behind the plate. It's the count now 2-0. Dan Maynard, one of the few guys who's returning to the Amsterdam Mohawks. Last year, he only hit 185, but in stolen base attempts, he was 4 for 6. 2-0, fastball high, count now 3-0. So Hayner well behind Holland.
Powell goes out to talk to Hayner, see to calm down the incoming freshman a little bit.
So even though Maynard hasn't run yet this year, he shows that he can steal bases. It's a 3-0 count on the Amsterdam shortstop, Will Holland. Fastball right down the pipe, and the count now 3-1. Joe Benson cheering on the Stallions pitcher Jeff Hayner, as Phil Holland says War Eagle as the two coaching staffs clash a little bit a little earlier on, as that's a fastball high, so it's a 5-pitch walk of Will Holland. It's now first and second with 1 out for the Mohawks, and their DH Anthony Ganella.
Powell, both, and pitching coach Steve Freer headed to the mound to try to calm down Hayner.
Yeah, it's back-to-back walks for the Stallions lefty. He's thrown 2 full innings of work. He came in with 1 out back in the top of the 5th inning.
Gotta wonder what's going through Hayner's mind. Last week, high schoolers, and one lot going through his.
Anna Piscariello also cheering on Hayner. As Will Holland had some cheers from Holland. Worked his walk. 1 for 2 on the night. That one a bit has hit. Home run to right field over the 3-6. A great stop by Powell.
Stop. I'd probably save the runners from
Anything past him. So it's going to be a 1-1 count for Anthony Ganella. Besides his home run, he struck out and reached on catcher's interference tonight. The 1-1. Fastball, ground ball down the third base line, fair, and it will be a hit. 1 run will score, and that will be it. The stand-up double. Who just on the third base line. A 10-4 lead, and runners on second and third with only 1 out. Dan Maynard comes in to score from second. Will Holland was motoring around third, but got the hold-up sign by the third base coach. Stallions bring the infield in here, trying to keep this game close as Danny Coleman, the second baseman, steps into the box and takes a fastball for a called strike. Coleman 0 for 3 on the night. Lined out to first, popped out to third, and grounded out to first. 0-1 fastball high.
There is some movement in the Stallions bullpen.
Just to show you how much Amsterdam has been hitting tonight, Danny Coleman, the second baseman, the only Mohawk without a hit, and we're only in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-1. Breaking ball high, and the count now 2-1. Mary and Charlie Felix says aloha from Florida. Aloha right back at you, Mary. Thanks for joining the broadcast. It'll be a 2-1 pitch from Hayner. Fastball up and away, and the count now 3-1.
It's like Hayner's lost it. Does not want to load the bases right now. The Stallions trailing by 6.
Yeah, for Hayner, you have to go after Danny Coleman. He's the 9-hitter, and like I said, the only man without a hit tonight. You'd love to see a ground ball or a pop-up here. It's going to be a 3-1 count on the Mohawk second baseman, and it's a foul back straight into the backstop, but it looks like it's another catcher interference call. So that's the second catcher interference call on Austin Powell tonight. And Coleman will take first base and load the bases for the top of the order and Julian Gallup.
Julian Gallup.
Gallup 1 for 4 on the night.
He has singled and scored. Middle infield drops back to double play depth as Gallup takes a fastball just below the knees for a ball. One 0 fastball low, and the count now 2-0. Hayner with no place to put Gallup. He'll deliver a 2-0. Fastball fouled out of play towards Washington Avenue. Ends up landing on the Amsterdam dugout after ricocheting off the fence. It's the count now 2-1. As Gallup will call time, it looks like he either got something in his eye or is having a contact problem. Hayner in his 3rd inning of work. So far he's thrown 2. He's only given up 2 earned runs. Comes the 2-1 from the lefty. Fastball lined into left center field. It's going to be caught on the run by Connor Powers, who will get the ball in. Will Holland will tag and score from third, so it is now 11-4. The Stallions check on third base. But the home plate umpire rules that Holland did not take off early. So it's 11-4 Amsterdam. Great running catch there by Connor Powers. That ball was absolutely tattooed by Julian Gallup. That'll bring up the center fielder, Eric Rivera. First and second, 2 outs now. Rivera doesn't swing at the breaking ball in the dirt, but it gets past Powell, and both runners will advance, so it's now second and third.
A rare pass there by Powell.
Rivera having a good night. He's 2 for 3 with a single, a double, a walk, 2 runs scored. The only blemish on his night, a strikeout back in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back into the bricks, and the count now 1-1. That one actually off the bricks and all the way out to Hayner at the mound. Hayner working from the windup here with second and third. Will wind and deliver. 1-1, a hard ground ball to short. Good backhand by Luke Pedersen. Throws across the diamond in time. Great play by Pedersen, who was actually shielded over there by Danny Coleman, who almost got hit in the head by the bouncer. But Amsterdam is able to score 2 more runs. They take an 11-4 lead. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's 11-4 Amsterdam. Now Kate Smith will sing God Bless America. So now that Kate Smith is done singing God Bless America, Kevin Hinchy will take the field and sing his rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which is a Stallions tradition now here at Cantime. As we head into the bottom of the 7th inning with Amsterdam leading 11-4, it's a good time to remind you that your comment could win our Saugerties Stallions BP warm-up. It's number 20, Tyler Kelder. In the 9th inning, we'll choose a random comment from the broadcast tonight, and we will send you this. We'll send it in any size that you would like. Could be any comment. Could be one like Jill Benson's Here's Kevin with laughing faces, or one like Stephanie Anderson-Hilburn, who comments, enjoying your broadcast live from Cartersville, Georgia. If Cartersville, Georgia sounds familiar, it's because that's where Elliot Anderson is from. Elliot Anderson is now out of the game. The lefty out of Auburn threw two good innings for Amsterdam. He only gave up 2 runs in those innings. It was his first work of the year as he just joined the PGCBL from Auburn. The new pitcher for Amsterdam is Ben Anderson. He's a righty out of Binghamton from Rexford, New York, just coming off his freshman year. Another big guy at 6'4". So it looks like there will also be a pinch hitter to lead off the bottom of the 7th. It would have been Andrew Taft, the DH for the Stallions, but instead it will be Nick Campana. Campana was getting the night off. He's been playing great for Saugerties. He leads the team in at-bats with 44. He also comes in hitting .318. Leads the teams with hits with 14. Is tied with Taft for the team lead in doubles with 5. And he's first in the whole PGCBL with 15 runs scored. So a great start to the year from Campana, as Stephanie Anderson-Hilburn says Elliot is my nephew. Figured there was some relation there, Stephanie. First pitch to Campana, fastball called strike.
Campana's been leading the charge for the Stallions the past couple of games. Very, very hot hitter right now.
Oh, 1 to Campana, fastball outside. Here comes the 1-1 to Campana. Fastball inside, so the count now 2-1. As there's actually a debate, another pitcher dilemma here for Amsterdam. As the righty winds and delivers. Pop up in the infield. Looks like it'll be called by who makes the catch for the first out here.
Pitcher call for the fly ball.
For him, then the third baseman coming in. As Amsterdam actually has 2 number 11s on their lineup card. One of them is Nate Bird, who's not even on their roster. So if this isn't Ben Anderson, it's definitely Nate Bird. So it'll be Tyler Kelder, the second baseman, who steps into the box. If any Amsterdam fans know the difference,
to calm down his
know the difference between Ben Anderson and Nate Bird. They're both number 11. It's Nate, says Lisa Morello. So the Amsterdam coaching staff fools us again. Here comes the first pitch to Kelder. It's a breaking ball low, and the count now 1-0. Kelder 1 for 3 on the night. He scored 2 runs. He's also grounded out to short and hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. He hits a bomb to left center field. That one deep, and it is going to be a one-hop off the wall. Kelder rounding first, will motor into second with a stand-up double. And the Stallions have a man on second with 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Seems to be an explosion Kelder was looking for. Making solid contact all week.
Yeah, Tyler Kelder, red hot since joining the Stallions just this past Sunday. He absolutely laced that. That was one of the hardest balls hit tonight. It'll be Nick Teeter, the Stallions right fielder tonight. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt. Kelder breaks towards third, but it was a great stop by Dan Maynard behind home plate. So Kelder had nowhere to go. Once again, thanks to Lisa Morello for affirming that this is Nate Bird and not Anderson on the mound. Nate Bird not on any of the Amsterdam rosters. So we have no information on him in the broadcast booth. It's going to be a 1-0 count on Teeter, with Kelder leading off second. It's a big swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1.
Teeter nearly falling out of the batter's box after that swing. Definitely looking to do some damage.
Cole doesn't get cheated on a whole lot of swings. I've been playing with him my whole life, and he often does do a lot of damage. Here comes the 1-1 from Bird. Fastball inside, count now 2-1. Thank you to Brian Kohler for sharing this broadcast. If you want to become a part of the Stallions family, please like, share, and comment on this broadcast and the Stallions Facebook page, as the 2-1 is a breaking ball for a called strike, count now 2-2. A lot of offense tonight between both teams. Amsterdam has 11 runs on 12 hits. Stallions have 4 runs on 8 hits. The 2-2. Breaking ball that Teeter just spoils. It's actually a line drive, but foul down the left field line. Count will stay 2-2. Last at bat, Teeter actually spoiled 5 pitches in an 11 pitch at bat before walking and then coming around to score. Here comes another 2-2 from Bird. Fastball grounded to short. It's fielded on a charge by Holland, who throws across the diamond in time to get Teeter by a step. So there's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. Good play there by Will Holland, the shortstop for Amsterdam. There was no other way to get Teeter but by charging that and taking the aggressive play. If he stayed back on that one, Teeter would have beat it out. So that'll bring up the third baseman for Saugerties, John McKenna. McKenna 1 for 2 on the day with a single and an RBI. He's also walked and had a deep fly out to center field. McKenna fouls that one back off of the light post right behind the Amsterdam dugout. That's one of the highest foul balls we've seen here at Cantine Field. That one actually straight off one of the lights. The light is A-OK though. So it's an 0-1 count on McKenna. 0-1, breaking ball called strike, and the count now 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball swing and a miss on John McKenna. So Nate Bird comes in, gives up a double to Tyler Kelder, but he's able to get out of the inning without giving up a run. And at the end of 7 full innings of play here at Cantine Field, it's 11-4 from the Morris Computer Broadcast booth. We're going to the top of the 8th. And in the top of the 8th, it looks like it will be a new pitcher. So Jeff Hayner in his first outing throws well. Throws 2 2/3 innings and will be pulled after that. The new man on the mound for the Stallions. Looks like it's the big 6'3" righty from the University. From Stetson University, it's Brady Peterson. 6 foot, 170 pounds from Cape Coral, Florida. Brady, so far on the year, he's only thrown 3 1/3 innings of work. He's given up 3 runs in the 3 1/3, which is good for an 8.1 ERA. But a couple scoreless innings here tonight would lower that greatly. He's given up 5 hits. He's only given up 1 walk, and he struck out 3. He does have a loss under his belt as well. So the righty out of Stetson U looking to put in a couple quality innings here as the Stallions need him to hold Amsterdam scoreless for them to have any shot in this game. They trail 11-4 with only 6 outs remaining for them. Very different game tonight from last night. Last night, the Stallions dominated the Elmira Pioneers 10-0. But Amsterdam putting on a hitting clinic tonight, scoring their 11 runs on 12 hits, also putting two of those out of the ballpark. The Mohawks came into the game actually only with 2 home runs all year. One from Danny Coleman, the 9-hitter, and one from Liam Wilson. Wilson added a second on the year tonight, and Will Holland also added a home run. It's a big swing and a fly ball from the first baseman, TJ Collette. It's caught out there in center by Matt Feinstein, who ran a long way in from center to make the play. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Collette was 1 for 3 coming into the at-bat with an RBI and a single. It's now Liam Wilson, the third baseman. Wilson 2 for 4 on the night as he takes an off-speed pitch low. He hit a solo home run back in the second inning, then struck out in the third, hit a booming RBI double in the fifth, and hit into a double play in the sixth as the 1-0 is fouled back in the count now 1-1, although that double play was a laser line drive to John McKenna at third, who threw across the diamond to get a more unusual double play for Saugerties. Peterson working from the stretch. Gets a swing and a miss on a bouncer in the dirt, so the count now 1-2. Third base coach for Amsterdam tells Liam Wilson that he's better than that, but everyone chases pitches in the dirt once in a while. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball, ground ball to second. Tyler Kelder gets it on a backhand, throws across in time.
Good play there by Kelder. Ball almost pops out of his glove, then he throws it off bounds to get the out.
Stallions defense looking very solid tonight. Have made some tremendous plays. Amsterdam defense has made some dazzling plays as well. As that'll bring up the left fielder, Dylan Reynolds. Reynolds 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored to boot. He takes one low. Count 1-0. Cynthia Yeager-McVeigh says, Austin Powell, love you. Austin Powell always gets a whole ton of love on these broadcasts. He's got a strong fan base back home. It's a fastball low, and the count now 2-0. Austin from Star City, Arkansas. That's where we're going to be sending the Cole Teeter jersey. We'll be sending it to Arkansas, not necessarily Star City. We're sending it to Randy Morgan. Although if I had to bet my life savings on it, I'd say that's where he is as well. Here comes a 3-0. Fastball called strike. Count 3-1.
That's your life savings.
My friend Curtis Jorgensen over on the sound says I have to stop betting my life savings as the 3-1 bounces in the dirt. So it's a 2-out walk for Dylan Reynolds. That'll bring up the catcher, Dan Maynard. Maynard on the night, 1 for 3. He struck out his first 2 at-bats and then hit a bomb double, basically off of the Stella Station sign out in left center field, 380 feet away. He got an RBI off that. He's also scored 2 runs as he walked just last inning and came around to score. Diane Meyer Tomilo asks who's pitching as Brady Peterson, who is pitching, checks on.
Good move there by Peterson, just missing the runner.
Yeah, he was checking on Reynolds over there on first, almost got him. Thanks, Jill Benson, also answering with the Brady Peterson. First pitch to Maynard, a fastball high.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The 1-0 is a broken bat. Ground ball to third. McKenna fields and throws across the diamond in time. So Brady Peterson comes in, gives up 1 walk, but throws a nice scoreless inning of work. And at the end of 7.5, it's still 11-4 Amsterdam from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantine Field. Stallions coming up to bat in the bottom of the 8th. As Georgia Teeter asks, what did he say about a Cole Teeter jersey? Joe Benson, thanks. There was a giveaway earlier. That one was on Tuesday night. It's a random comment who won the Cole Teeter jersey. It ended up being Randy Morgan out in Arkansas. He's the man. I bet my life savings lives in Star City, Arkansas. That one was on Tuesday night, like I said. Just last night we gave away a black Stallions golf shirt. Nice golf polo. That one's going to Jeff Polcheski. And then tonight we're giving away a Stallions BP warm-up. That one, a Tyler Kelder number 20. So a random comment will be chosen in the 9th inning. We're very close. Here is that batting practice warm-up. It's a really nice shirt. It's a nice pullover. It's a comfy one to wear. And it could be any of the comments tonight. It could have been Georgia Teeter's comment. What did he say about the Cole Teeter jersey? You really never know. Could be Michael McGuire's time for a rally. Let's go Stallions. So far, we're sending, like I said, the jersey to Arkansas. We're probably sending the golf shirt to West Seneca, New York. That's where Jeff Polcheski is from. But also, being in New York, Jeffrey Polcheski might just come here and snag it at one of these games. As it looks like there will be a pinch hitter here to lead off the bottom of the 8th for the Stallions. Coach Tom Whitaker trying to pull all the stops out to get a little rally going. Saugerties trails Amsterdam 11-4 heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. So far the two teams have split their series. Amsterdam won here in Saugerties just this past Sunday, and then Saugerties went up to Amsterdam Monday and beat the Mohawks in extra innings. So the pinch hitter will be for Austin Powell, and it'll be John Tochillo. John Tochillo from Stony Brook University. Comes the first pitch from Bird. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. This is Tochillo's first at-bat of the season.
It's good luck, though.
0-1 breaking ball low, so the count now 1-1. Nate Bird out in his second inning of relief. The 1-1, another breaking ball out, and the count 2-1. In his first inning, he gave up a bomb double to Tyler Kelder, but was able to pitch around it and not give up any runs. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a foul ball straight back into the netting. Good cut there by Tochillo. It'll be a 2-2 to Tochillo. Breaking ball in the dirt, but John doesn't bite, so the count now full at 3-2. Stallions need base runners here more than anything, Anthony.
Yes, they do, or else a 3-game win streak will come to a halt against the Amsterdam Mohawks. Battling for first place, first and second in the league.
Stallions just one game behind the Mohawks right now. Stallions 6-4, Mohawks 5-3. As that one popped up in the infield, it sounds like another broken bat. Danny Coleman, the second baseman, is under it, and he'll make the catch. That broken bat, sponsored by Williams Lumber. If you break your bat, or if you need any lumber at all, check out Williams Lumber. So that'll flip the order over, and the left fielder Connor Powers will take his hacks against Bird.
Powers looking to get something started for this slumping Stallions offense during this game right now.
Powers led off the 6th with a single, but ended up being stranded at third. It's a fastball outside. That's his one hit of the night. He's 1 for 4 with a fly out to center field, a pop out to the shortstop and a strikeout. Swing and a miss on a fastball, and the count now 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 to Powers. Breaking ball lined up the middle. There's another base hit for the Stallions left fielder. He's now 2 for 5. Powers hitting the ball well.
Good piece of hitting right there. Did exactly what you want to do. Shoot it right up the middle.
So that'll bring up the shortstop for the Stallions, Luke Pedersen. Pedersen also swinging the bat well. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Had a single back in the first, and he came around to score the first run of the game. He's also lined out to center twice, and he has a sac bunt. Oh, 1 to Pedersen, a fastball outside, count now 1-0. Liam Wilson playing in on the grass at third to try and cut off another bunt attempt by Pedersen. Fastball low and away, count now 2-0. Powers leads off first. Here comes a 2-0 to Pedersen. Fastball called strike, and the count 2-1. Stallions need base runners here. They're down 7 runs, 11-4 to Amsterdam. They've only got 5 outs left to play with. Here's the 2-1. It's a little pop fly into left field. It's going to be a tough play for Liam Wilson, and the catch is actually made by Will Holland, the shortstop. Good play by the Amsterdam shortstop to get over there and make the catch, though. There's 2 outs now in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up the center fielder, Matt Feinstein. Feinstein 0 for 1 on the day with 3 walks and a strikeout. Feinstein came into the game with the Stallions lead with 10 walks. 2 more than Nick Campana, and now has 13.
Feinstein calls time.
I thought that the home plate umpire was calling a balk for a second, but oh, you're right.
That's what it sounded like.
Feinstein loves calling time. Well, the pitcher is trying to get into a groove. He's been doing that all year. First pitch to him, a fastball called strike. Feinstein's .357 batting average, also best on the Stallions, except for Matt Pichard, who is just 2 for 4 on the year, which is a .500 average. Feinstein, a little bigger sample size. He's 10 for 28. Oh, 1, another fastball called strike, and the count now 0-2.
Good pitch there on the outside corner. Feinstein in the hole.
Cameron Smith and Eric Schuer both saying it looked like Nate Bird was balking out there, and that's one of the reasons why I thought that the home plate umpire was calling a balk. It's a funky motion home. The 0-2 breaking ball high, and the count now 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 to Feinstein. Fouled straight back into the padding behind home, so the count remains 1-2. His 13th walk of the year back in the 6th inning ties him for the league lead. That lead tied with Christ Conley of the Jamestown Jammers. Here comes another 1-2 to Feinstein. Breaking ball low, and the count now 2-2. That one was close. Good eye there by the Stallion center fielder. Connor Powers leads off first. There's 2 outs here and a 2-2 count on Matt Feinstein. Breaking ball, he spoils it. And we'll do a 2-2 again.
I've had some long at-bats here tonight. Definitely a lot of fight within the Stallions batters tonight, regardless of how many hits and runs they've scored.
Yeah, the Stallions only 3 less hits than Amsterdam. They just haven't been able to string them together. As the 2-2 is a breaking ball low. Feinstein checks his swing. He'll check on down to the second base ump, but it was a pretty easy call to make. So it's now a full count on Feinstein. He's 1 ball away from working his 4th walk of the night. But he'll also let Connor Powers take off on the pitch at first, as TJ Collett isn't even holding him on over there. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball low, and it's the 4th walk of the night for Matt Feinstein. He's got his goggles on tonight. It's 1st and 2nd now with 2 away for the Stallions' first baseman, Jack Gonzalez. And that also gives Matt Feinstein sole possession of first place and walks for the PGCBL thus far.
Gonzalez grounded into a double play during his last at-bat, killing any Stallions' momentum.
Yeah, Stallions had 1st and 3rd and 1 out, and not to any fault of Gonzalez, he absolutely tattooed it, but it was a 1 hopper to second. He takes a fastball called strike. Gonzalez 0 for 4 on the night. The double play, a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and an E1. Fastball, another called strike.
Tough pitch to lay off there, especially running out of outs.
So for the 2nd batter in a row, it's an 0-2 count for Nate Bird. He comes set, and he'll come home. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout of Jack Gonzalez, and Amsterdam pitcher is able to get out of another tight jam. They take an 11-4 lead into the 9th inning from the Morris Computer broadcast booth here at Cantines Field. We're going to the bottom of the 9th, and we will pull a winner for this BP warm-up. Ali Powell says, "Let's go Stallions. Y'all got this." We have 301 comments to sort through tonight, and it's just a random scroll to see who wins it. Our intern Doug on the call tonight, or on the poll rather. Randy Morgan says, "Let's go Stallions." I haven't heard no lady singing yet. There's no music between innings because last night our broadcast was taken down because of just the music from the stadium between innings. There was a copyright issue. So we have to mute our shotgun between the innings so that there's no copyright issues. Joe Benson says, "Come on, Blue, no room for bad calls here." As far as umpires go, I'd say these 2 umpires have been pretty stellar tonight. We've had some rough umpires earlier this year, and the home plate umpires had a consistent zone. There haven't been any bad calls in the field either. Oh, Joe Benson clarifies, he means it ain't over till the fat lady sings. I thought he was talking about not hearing Kate Smith sing. There will be a new man on the mound for the Stallions. It'll be Pat LaGravenese actually in there to throw. Normally an infielder. He's also mostly playing second base for Saugerties, but he's on the mound now. LaGravenese in his first outing of the year, as I said, normally playing second base or third. For LaGravenese, it will be 7-8-9. Will Holland, the shortstop, the first man to take hacks off the usual Stallions infielder, and he gets a swing and miss on a high fastball. LaGravenese with the high socks working from the windup. And it's a swing and a miss on something off speed, and the count now 0-2.
Quickly jumps to 0-2 on 2 straight pitches.
You know, although Pat normally in the infield showing a little change of speeds here already, as the 0-2 bounces in the dirt, and Holland doesn't chase. Count now 1-2. Will Holland, the shortstop, 1 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the second. He's also worked 2 walks and came around to score on both of them, and he flew out in the fourth. The 1-2 grounded to first, and it's going to go off the glove of Jack Gonzalez over there. So it's a leadoff E3, and Amsterdam has a man on first with nobody outs here in the top of the ninth. And we also have a winner of our Stallions BP warm-up tonight. It's Diane Meyer Tamillo. As it's a hard ground ball to second, 360 onto second base from Tyler Kelder. The throw on to first, it's a double play.
Beautiful double play.
Highlight double play between Kelder, Pedersen, and Gonzalez over at first. That was Anthony Ganello who stepped into the box. He ripped it to Kelder. The 360 on to second, and then the pick over there by Jack Gonzalez at first. And there's quickly 2 outs here now in the top of the ninth. Sorry, Diane, I was in the middle of announcing your win. And that was a terrific play by the Stallions. It'll be the 9-hitter Danny Coleman. He's the second baseman for Amsterdam. Takes an off-speed pitch just out of the zone. Coleman still the only man without a hit for Amsterdam as he takes a fastball called strike at the chest, and the count now 1-1. He's 0 for 3 on the night.
Well here. Sorry.
His last at bat, he did reach, as that one way up and in. And the count 2-1. He reached on a catcher's interference. Before that, he grounded out to first, popped out to third, and lined out to first. The 2-1. Fastball called strike, and the count now 2-2. Dan, I'm told by Doug that your winning comment was, "Let's go Stallions, giddy up, let's go." Here's the 2-2. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Pat
Good inning
LaGravenese,
for Pat LaGravenese.
normally in the infield, this time on the mound. He's able to face only 3 batters in the top of the ninth comes away with a strikeout to end it. And at the end of 8.5 innings of play, the Stallions trail the Amsterdam Mohawks 11-4. We're headed to the bottom of the ninth. Stallions need a serious rally here. They trail by 7 from the Morris computer broadcast booth here at Cantines Field. And it'll be a new pitcher for the Stallions, as Saugerties will have 5, 6, 7 to try and rally here. It's probably one of the best parts of the order for them to have. It'll be Nick Campana, who's only had 1 at-bat tonight. But then you have Tyler Kelder and Nick Teeter. The two of them are a combined 4 for 7 tonight. Tyler Kelder 2 for 4, Teeter 2 for 3. For Amsterdam, it will be number 15, Nick Caprino, on the mound. The Mohawks switching their numbers all up, but we were on top of that one. First time tonight, I was really ready to catch the tricky number switch. Number 15 on their roster is Colin Sullivan, but Nick Caprino wearing Sullivan's number 15 tonight. DeBrino coming off of his senior year in high school. He's going to be attending Canisius in the fall. So far on the year, DePrino has thrown 6 2/3 innings. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's only walked 2, though, and struck out 7. He's got a win under his belt, as well as a save, and a 2.7 ERA. So tough guy for the Stallions here in the bottom of the ninth as Nick Campana steps into the box. Campana takes a ball low. Campana pinch hit for Andrew Taft back in the 7th inning and popped up to Nate Bird on the mound as that one bounces on home plate and the count 2-0. To answer Georgia Teeter, yes, this is a new pitcher. Nick DePrino. The 2-0 swing and a foul tip back into the backstop, and the count now 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 to Campana. Fouled back over the grandstand. Count now 2-2. Stallions down by 11 here in the bottom of the down by 7. I'm sorry, down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Campana with a 2-2 that bounces in the dirt, and the count now 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch from DePrino. Fastball foul tipped into the glove of Maynard. So he gets a leadoff strikeout here in the bottom of the 9th, and that'll bring up the second baseman for the Stallions, Tyler Kelder.
Kelder put himself a little good night, tonight, single, double. Looking to add to that. And hopefully start a 1-out Stallions rally.
Yeah, Kelder only in his 2nd start of the year for the Stallions. He started last night against the Elmira Pioneers. Went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs last night, and he's sitting at 2 for 4 tonight with 2 runs scored. He takes a big bender for a ball.
Looks like Kelder started the swing, but then paused.
The 1-0 is a high pop in the infield. Looks like Danny Coleman, the second baseman, will be back and will make the catch on the edge of the outfield grass. So a quick 2 outs here in the 9th for DePrino. And Cole Teeter, the last hope for the Stallions tonight.
The right fielder, Nick Teeter.
Teeter is the guy you want at the plate, though, to try and start a 2-out, 7-run rally. He's 2 for 3 on the night. 2 singles, a walk, and a run scored. His last at bat in the 7th was a hard ground out to short. He skies one foul out of play down the right field line. Count 0-1.
Teeter not wasting any time, swinging at the first pitch.
Here comes the 0-1 to Nick. Breaking ball a little high, and the count now 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Bouncer in the dirt, and the count now 2-1. That's a tremendous comment from Georgia Teeter saying, "Let's go, my boy," and then in quotes, all the way up, Teeter's walk-up song. 2-1. Ground ball down the third base line. Foul. So the count now 2-2. Georgia Teeter, that's one of the best comments I've ever seen. So the Stallions down to their final strike tonight. It's a 2-2 count on Teeter. DePrino winds and delivers. Fastball fouled back into the netting, and we'll do it again. That's something we've seen all night long from Teeter.
Yes, we have, especially filling out of the box, trying to smack the ball as far as he can, just to get this crowd pumped up in some way.
So it'll be another 2-2 from DePrino. Fastball grounded foul at home, and Teeter continues to battle and spoil DePrino's pitches. Here's another 2-2. Breaking ball high, and the count now full at 3-2. Randy Morgan comments, "I'll wear your jersey, big guy." Randy Morgan, the winner of Nick Teeter's jersey Tuesday night. Here comes the payoff pitch to the Stallions right fielder. Fastball skied into deep center field. Eric Rivera back towards the track, and he will not catch it. It's a one-hopper over the wall. So it's a bomb ground rule double, about 390 feet for Cole Teeter, and the Stallions still alive here.
Teeter getting some life. This is the first time I heard the crowd speak tonight.
Now batting, number 33, John McKenna.
It was a long run for Eric Rivera out there, and he reached out his glove and was just about a foot away from it as it bounced off the warning track and over the wall. So that'll bring up the third baseman for the Stallions, John McKenna. McKenna 1 for 3 on the night with a single and an RBI, a walk, a deep fly out to center, and a strikeout. Teeter leads off second. Amsterdam leads 11-4. That was the 10th hit of the night for the Stallions. That one bounces at home and goes all the way up onto the backstop. So Teeter, who would have gotten third either way, is awarded it. And it's a 1-0 count on McKenna. John McKenna has the only 2 home runs for the Stallions this year. He hit them both against Amsterdam this Monday. 1-0, a ground ball down the third base line, foul. And the count 1-1. DePrino from the stretch delivers. It's a line drive up the middle, base hit. Teeter can trot home from third. Stallions now only trail 11-5, and they have a man on first with 2 away.
Number 1, John Pichillo.
Yeah, another example of this team not giving up. Down 7 with 2 outs in the bottom half of the ninth. Come to score with Nick Teeter.
So John Tachilla will step into the box. He came in for Austin Powell to catch, and he hits a hard ground ball to second, backhanded over there by Will Holland, who throws across the diamond in time. So a little life from the Stallions in the bottom of the ninth, but 1 run is all they can get across. Amsterdam takes down the Stallions 11-5 here at home. Amsterdam scores 11 runs on 12 hits, and they only gave up 1 error. The Stallions score their 5 runs on 11 hits, but commit 3 errors. Amsterdam improves to 6-3 on the year as the Stallions fall to 6-5, and 2 games behind Amsterdam. Or 1 game behind Amsterdam and 2 games behind the Dutchman and Diamond Dogs for first place. I'm sorry. A tremendous offensive performance by Amsterdam. The big inning, the one that killed Saugerties, 7 innings, 7 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Matt Jones started the game, pitched well through 4, and then Amsterdam was able to get to him in that top of the 5th. Jeff Hayner, with his first outing of the year for the Stallions, comes in and pitches 3 good innings as well, 2 2/3 it ended up being. And Brady Peterson comes in, throws a scoreless inning as well. Make sure to catch Kurt's Corner after the game. We'll Facebook Live an interview with one of the Stallions players tonight. Just kidding. There won't be Kurt's Corner tonight. Kurt giving the Stallions a night off. You can catch us again Saturday night. We've got another 7 o'clock game here at Cantine Field. We will be broadcasting, so make sure you check that out. Once again, it's an 11-5 loss here for Saugerties to Amsterdam. Saugerties falls 2 games back in the East. Tomorrow it will be another doubleheader for the Stallions. 2 more games against Amsterdam in Amsterdam. This Saturday it will be Oneonta traveling here, and then Sunday the Stallions get a well-deserved day off as they've been playing for a week straight. Big thank you from myself, Biko Scala. Thank you for Anthony for joining me on the broadcast tonight. Thank you to Rebecca Rivette, our broadcasting producer, who's always pressing the right buttons. Curtis, your mics. Oh, I'll turn your mic on, Kurt. You're coming in on the broadcast. I'll turn it on. Sissy Martinez is going to sneak behind us and get a charger.
Did you thank your music guy over there?
No, I didn't thank a music guy. He didn't really affect the broadcast.
I heard he did a pretty good job tonight. That was just the word on the street.
Curtis did. He was shaking it up over there on the music and the stadium sounds. So.
That's just a little bit of what you get when you actually come out to a Stallions game.
That is a little about what you get.
Whole lot of fun and some fuego music from yours truly.
Yep. Curtis always bringing his talent to wherever he is in the broadcast booth, whether it be on the color commentary or behind the in-game sound.
Don't worry, I'll be back in my I'll be back on my color commentary on Saturday. I hope.
It'll be all up to our boss behind the scenes, Tom Perpetua.
You bet.
We'll find out where we are. Once again, Stallions drop this one to Amsterdam 11-5. And they drop to 6-5 on the year. Amsterdam takes a 1-game lead over them. They are now 6-3. Catch the Stallions tomorrow night, doubleheader at Amsterdam, and then catch our next broadcast Saturday against the Oneonta Outlaws right here.
Absolutely.
At 7 p.m. sharp.
Yeah, and we'll be on the broadcast, so everybody check it out.
Thank you for tuning in. For Anthony, for Curtis, who hopped in at the end, for Rebecca and everybody else up here in the broadcast booth, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for all your comments. A big congratulations to Diane. We'll send you your BP warm-up ASAP.
Yeah, congrats, Diane. I don't really know what the story is with that, but
I'll send it to you.
Good job.
We owe you it. And the next giveaway and broadcast will be Saturday, like I said. So thank you very much, and have a great night.